like rapped all off beat and shit.
I think more about that. One where.
I've never seen that one, bro. That's funny as shit. That reminds me of the guy who's just like, his stat, what? Whack. Whack. The way the way he does something.
Yeah, it's like
the way he stands.
Yeah.
Whack.
The way how he doesn't like to smile.
Yeah, that is what it is. That's what that one's like.
I'm tight as fuck.
You just hope that one's real, but you're just like, what are the odds? It can't be high.
But it's also like the way I also say is like you also had the perfect guy doing it, you know? You didn't have some like 6'8" dude just be like.
But if that guy wrote that, then he'd be the perfect guy for it. Usually.
100%, 100% too.
So if that he's like, let's say that he has a YouTube page and he's the one that first posted that. You'd be
very
super
true.
salty.
Very true.
Thank you everybody for watching. I'm sorry we've been missing out.
The Shit Show Live. Thank you for tuning in.
Getting tired of our little gaps, but we do have busy lives and a lot of other things that go on. Trying to stay active.
Well, even Joe misses a week sometimes. Come on now. You know?
That's why he's on vacation, but for the most part, you know, he's pretty committed, but he's also getting monetized.
Also not Joe.
So if you want to monetize us, YouTube, I'll do 3 a day. I can do 3. I can talk for 6 hours a day like this.
We can negotiate. I think asking our first hourly wage is about $20 an hour. I'm just saying.
Someone make us a Patreon.
but we'll come to the table, YouTube. We'll talk. Google. You want us to get implants? Is that what you want to track us all day?
I want the Khabib fight.
I may be up for it.
YouTube, can you give me the Khabib fight in December?
I need you in my corner.
It's just him. A new guy skips. It's not Connor. It's not Tony. Just some horrible name too. It's the liver snatcher or something like that.
Is that your nickname?
He's 0-0.
But this guy's deadly. Let me tell you.
Joe's got to sell people on me.
They're like, no, I'm telling you, man. This guy.
He's
a heavy hitter. Pound for
he
pound,
wasn't allowed to fight.
Pound for pound, one of the best strikers I've seen recently of our time. And the match, he can wrestle.
Wrestling?
It's just going on.
Pound for pound. Jiu-jitsu? Pound for pound. Fight IQ? Pound for pound. This guy's nothing fun. Okay, work ethic. Pound for pound, bro. It's like, wow. They actually wouldn't give him a license in Las Vegas or Cali. He's a lethal weapon. His hands
doesn't have any
weapons.
highlights, so I don't have anything to go off of. So I'm assuming the best. That's what I'm working with now.
Highlights are all kills.
That's what I'm working with.
I'm not allowed to show up.
He's one lanky motherfucker. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know, man. You know, he can throw him kicks up. I see him throw these kicks.
Quick note. Paul Felder versus Barboza, good fight. Very close fight. I can see how anybody had it go another way. Barboza trying to sue, say he won the fight.
Sue?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sue and get it back, basically.
Huh.
Well, that's half his money.
Okay.
He's trying to get if he gets it reversed, he got money.
You think UFC's gonna fight that?
All day. Nobody wins that.
Yeah.
Plenty of people are trying to do that. Nobody wins that, especially not in a fight like that. Like, it was a close fight. It's one of them fights where it's like neither of you guys. Like, I thought that was a draw. I really did. I leaned towards Felder, if anything.
And it seemed like it'd be pretty clear cut because it's like, all right, well, this is what you signed for. You know, this is what we've agreed to.
That's not how it is in UFC. Though. You get a show and a win.
But what I'm saying is there's no signed upon agreement for that. Like, you have to sign on to something before you can even go into this show.
Do, but he's saying I won. You know, he's saying I won. Like, what if somebody did fuck someone up? Like, what if I did fuck? But
imagine
3 rounds straight, 10-9, and the ref gave it to them, and I lost $90,000.
But so I'm thinking huge corporate lawyers. I'm thinking this is what you have in the contract, where it's like, look, you have to abide by what our judges say. Simple as that. You know,
but they're not their judges. It's not the UFC judges, right? So wherever you go, you get different judges based on that state. It's the athletic commission in that state. So you're in Saudi Arabia. So Barboza's like, man, he's going to say some shit like, if I had to guess, he's going to say some shit like, that motherfuckers don't even understand MMA. That's what he's going to try and play. Something like, MMA don't even fight over there. How do they even know what they were judging? You know? And then he's going to try and show, I got 2 takedowns, he got 1. I landed 50 significant. You know what I mean? He's going to try and go down.
The UFC doesn't typically do a lot of huge cards like this overseas?
They haven't did any in Saudi. Is
this the first one in Saudi Arabia?
It wasn't even. It's Abu Dhabi. Is that Saudi Arabia? I think it's Saudi Arabia.
That's Dubai, I believe.
Is it Dubai? Okay. Oh yeah, it might be Dubai. Yeah. But
or you need to have Arab Emirates.
They just signed a contract to go back over there, but for a while they weren't. They just signed a contract over there.
But I imagine, regardless, in whatever they're signing leading up to this fight, they're agreeing to, be subject to the judge's decision. and that they can't fight that legally. You know,
but you can have a gruesome decision still.
But but that would protect them outright.
Like,
because,
let's just say you had a crazy MMA lawyer that was just like, look, this is the credentials of winning an MMA match. This is what it's based upon. It's ring management. My client had 13 to 15 minutes of moving forward. It's takedowns. My client had 3-1. But it's significant, like they
to cut it short, I come in, I'm just like, look, you signed this document that you must abide by the judge's decisions. It says it right there in the contract you signed.
I don't know if that says that. I don't know if it's
I'm 100% sure when you go into things like this.
I don't think it can be.
I think the UFC as a company would.
It can't be, Steve. That's what I'm trying to say, though, because the referees aren't on the UFC. They don't work for the UFC. So how can the UFC get a contract for that?
But what I'm saying is that they signed they're subject to what the judges say.
For wherever we're at.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
Because I'm sure that like maybe there used to be like that, but then something like this happened and they're like, all right, we're gonna start protecting ourselves because it wouldn't make sense to me because then it's like
you're Dana,
any decision up to the judges could then be sued for and be fought in court, which doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. This happened like 3 times that I know of. But if you're Dana, let's just pull all this out. Give Barboza that other money. Stop doing that win show shit. I've been talking to you about this. Yeah. Give Barboza that other $90,000 and just say, look, I'm sorry that it's an L on there. And Paul Felder said, let's bring it back 5 rounds.
Exactly.
So Paul's like, what's up? And I guarantee you in a 5-round fight, I think Felder wins every time.
And I'm sure with UFC, the revenue, that's probably maybe a 5th pay-per-view showings ticket. I mean,
bro,
Khabib
blowing the contract out of the water, bro. Highest ever paid UFC athlete.
Got paid 6 mil. It's 6 mil, like $90,000 or 6 mil, like 900 or something.
Yeah,
like
for
that.
like the bonus.
Yeah, 6.9 or some shit like that. Yeah,
insane, bro. It's gonna be hard to get him to fight again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna be hard to get him to fight Tony. I'm telling you that now. Like, that's gonna be hard, bro. I'm not gonna guarantee you, but if I had to guess, Khabib never fights Tony. If I really had to guess, if I was Khabib and his family and his shit, I would go, can we get the GSP fight? No, retire. I really could see that happening, bro. I really could.
Yeah, you mean you got 6
mil.
But
his dad.
But 6 mil is exactly.
His dad mentioned Tony before. His dad was like, I want to fight Poirier, Tony, GSP, and then retire. So that might be a good sign.
Yeah.
But nobody wants to fight Tony, bro.
But, I think. But I would think that like a lot of his people, a lot of the people in position, a lot of people that are part of his group, whatever. I'm sure they're telling him, it's like you can really cash in on another fight. You get that Tony fight, 8 mil plus you push your legacy.
Well, he wants to do a charity fight in Africa.
Khabib,
yeah.
I tell you, that was another cool thing about this fight this weekend is like what Khabib was saying about Dustin,
how they wore each other's shirt.
Exactly, that was awesome to see.
And that was heartbreaking. That in the post
with Dustin, bro.
And he's talking about building them wells.
Yeah,
he's talking about building the wells while he's crying, dog. And I'm just like, this dude is a good fucking dude, man.
Like even before they got there, he was like he was talking to him. He was like he choked up. He was like, "This could be the best of my life." It's like not like exactly like that, but he choked up when he was saying that.
Way more manly than that.
Exactly. This is gonna be. This is really gonna be with me the rest of my life. He took a second and pause in between words.
When he's just like, they're like, "What about your foundation?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna sell these shirts," and like he's still crying from talking about the fight.
Exactly.
And they're asking about the foundation. He's trying to explain how he's trying to build a well, and it's just super sad. But I think Mike Brown is the best in the business. Who is his coach in the corner? I really do think that Mike Brown's my favorite coach. Best game plans, everything. Something wasn't right. Something definitely wasn't right. If you watch that fight, Dustin looks very funny. I'm sure I'm shit. But Dustin basically he looked very lost out there is the best way to say it, right?
Yeah, very.
Is that he kept looking at Mike Brown. Like if you watch the fight, he keeps looking at Mike Brown. Like Khabib takes him. That's his coach in the corner. So like as he goes down, he looks at Mike Brown. Like Mike Brown's gonna have some answer for him, And he basically did what down here. He basically did what 500 other guy, literally 28 other guys have tried to do versus Khabib, which is he takes you down, you try and get up. Eventually, you can't get up anymore. And you stop being able to get up, and he gets you. And he gets you. And that's exactly what Dustin did again. So we won't even get into it. I've talked about what I think Tony can beat him. If they ever fight, I'll talk about that more on why I think he can beat him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But other case than that, Dustin had a chance. Dustin had one chance to win that fight when he pulled this guillotine. And when he pulled the guillotine, he had the option to go full guillotine, right? Which is like wrap your legs around you. You're standing up and somebody hops on you.
Yep.
He arguably could have finished Khabib with that. Instead, he's thinking in the back of his head, I don't want to be completely on my back versus beast. So when he jumps it, he leaves one leg in between the gut and him. So instead of wrapping around and getting that full, he leaves one in and one's around, and he's trying to torque like that. That Russian bear ain't going to tap to no fucking half a choke.
Yeah.
If you put the legs around on him, you get that angle on him.
And squeeze him, yeah.
He won't have a choice. He'll go to sleep. You know what I mean? I seen a cool counter for that over in 1FC. I'd never seen before. A guy was doing that, jumped onto a guy and had him guillotined and was leaning back. Yeah. The dude threw his whole body backwards, bro, and made the guy that was doing the guillotine land on his face.
He threw.
You get what I'm saying? So, like, this guy basically jumps up, right? So his legs around his waist, the guy's waist, and he's choking him in a guillotine. His neck's right here, and he's like this, and his legs are wrapped around.
So he's on the front of him. He's on the front of him.
Standing up, right? So you're getting choked like this.
I see.
And he went like that. And the guy that was choking him like this went face fucking forward, bro.
Yeah,
let that shit go.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy cool. But
oh man,
that was badass.
That's pretty badass. That's quick. That's quick thinking too.
I thought, yeah, exactly. Yeah,
too,
right. You're just like, get this motherfucker off me.
I've never heard that type of defense.
But
anyone tell me that.
Very weak card. I'll tell you what, card this weekend, very fun card. And that Madison Square Garden card, boy, it is lit, dog. God, I would love to be in there.
I was looking at those tickets, bro.
That's just insane. Nobody can pay that,
especially for the
very rich
offering at $512.
And they're resells and shit, you know. So like, if you get them at first, they might not have been that bad, and they didn't have all these fights on there at first. You might when I was looking it up, like usually the tickets go from like 108 to 550, somewhere within that gap right there. So like when I bought it for like 120, I had good seats.
But the first thing I think about is that it is Madison Square Garden.
Yep, and it's a pay-per-view.
So I'm thinking that's like it's not anything lower than 250, you know.
And it's honestly arguably the greatest card ever. I'm telling you, that card's gonna be in contention for greatest card ever, bro. There's too many good fucking fights on there. Meanwhile, I'll probably end up going to the December one, which is like if I don't even want to see.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's cool to watch two big guys bang at the top of the level, but it's like I don't give a fuck about Walt Harris.
The fights were Sunday, right, or were they Saturday?
Saturday early.
Okay, so yeah. So then you definitely watched the Ravens game, then, didn't you?
I did not. I was on vacation,
so
I was literally laid up on the beach, bro.
Yeah. You know what they did.
I knew what they did.
Which is cool. Yeah.
The funny thing was, what I did watch was Saturday night was Bellator. You know, I watch fights. You know, it's Brian Bader was fighting Chuck Congo in the heavyweight fight. So Bader's just whooping his ass, bro. He mounts Chuck Congo, and Chuck's up against the cage, basically like sitting in a sitting position, and Bader's just sitting on his legs and just fucking him up. Well, Bader comes up, bro, and like his pinky goes literally like up in Congo's nose and like pushes. And Congo says it's a fucking eye poke, bro. The fight gets called off. He says he can't continue. And the fight gets called.
And they replayed it and everything.
No contest. It replayed it. You can clearly see. It's nothing but nose. He literally, his finger goes in his nose, and then Congo says literally, bro. Yeah.
So he got out of it.
He got out of it, yo.
No contest. They both took a L.
No. Bader still. Well, it's no contest. So it'll go like your wins, your losses, one no contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like,
but people know who won that fight.
People know who won that fight, bro. Bader was getting his. Congo was getting his ass whooped.
You know, it's like people know.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. Like Congo's hoping that Scott Coker, which is like Bellator's Dana, that he remakes the fight. He ain't remaking that fight. Not after he sees that replay, bro. You'd be lucky if you get another fight. I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, exactly.
That shit was horrific.
It's like, what are you doing? Like, what? Oh, how many times are you gonna do this? Because you're fucking up me money.
I'd have a hard time paying that guy. You know?
I have a hard time bringing him back because I'm just like,
oh, definitely bring it back.
Bro, what the hell?
Nah, I ain't bringing it back. But like, I don't know if you remember, like the bare knuckle guy. He
bare knuckle guy.
The bare knuckle federation or whatever.
Yeah, the bare knuckle. Yeah,
he said some shit.
I don't know the guy though.
I forget his name too.
That's just sick.
But one time there was like two guys that just didn't fight. Like the whole time they pretty much just walked around. And he was like, both of them will be getting half of their money tonight. Or one of them would be.
Whoa.
Which is totally illegal. You can't do it all. And everybody just bashed the fuck out of him for that.
Yeah.
And he ended up giving the guy his money. And like he's been quiet ever since then.
It's kind of like along the same lines. Like, you're familiar with Barstool Sports?
Yeah.
Remember they had apparently something got out that like the workers they were trying to like unionize, and the dude, David Portnoy like tweeted out like it's just he tweeted out like anybody who wants to try and get a union, they can just like get fired right now or some shit like that. Again, that's a lot illegal. You can't do that.
Right, exactly.
But
that's basically what they do. I mean, it's exactly what that's exactly what a lot of places do. A lot of places treat it just like that. I forget what the fuck I was just looking at. I want to say it was Amazon. But there's a lot of companies that do it just like that. Like basically, if you unionize, well, we don't need you anymore. Before you can.
You know what's funny about Amazon?
You know who also does that?
What?
The UFC.
What's else funny about Amazon? I know somebody who started working there, and then they got the health insurance shit stuff sent over to them, and it took them into a web portal, which took them to a link to the Medicare site to sign up for the state health care.
No way.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like,
that is just insulting.
Exactly. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, you gotta provide some type of health insurance or something. And, it's like, come on.
Richest man in America.
Yeah.
You provide people with health insurance.
Yeah. Do we want to go down that?
I do. Yes. I do. I like going down it.
Love insurance, don't you, buddy?
I do.
I love some insurance.
I do. The thing is,
I'll take some insurance, please.
The thing is, I don't even care. Well, I want dental insurance, if anything. But I honestly don't even give a fuck. I just don't think that you should be able to work people and say that you don't get it. I just don't believe that. Like, I don't even give a fuck about going to the doctors. I really don't. Like, of course, if some emergency happens, I want it to be paid for. Yeah. Of course, that. But, like, whatever. If I get caught with some cancer and don't know about it, whatever, honestly. Honestly, I probably would rather not know. But, like, if you're going to work me 40 an hour and you're making a bill.
So even if it's, like, curable in early stages, you wouldn't want to know.
I would never get radiation.
Well, I think there's other therapies. I'm just laying
that out there. I would never get radiation. So if you told me, like, it's only going to be 2 weeks of radiation, I would never get it.
But, Mike, isn't that you giving up? Aren't you giving up on us, man?
Well, if I find out about it, then I would try my own alternative methods. But I just wouldn't. As crystally, like, as weird witchcraft that sounds. I'm not getting the radiation, bro. Yeah. You're not pushing the radiation at me. Like,
you're sacrificing a small boy. You kill 3 goats.
That's what it takes.
Kill 3 goats to the devil lord.
You don't watch movies, so I can say this. Spoiler alert, people. On Amazon Prime, though, there's this movie, The Killing of a Sacred Deer. So that
sounds weird.
The long story short, right? This guy's a heart surgeon, Colin Farrell. You know him? The guy that played in SWAT.
I don't know. He sounds familiar though. Colin Farrell.
So shitty with movies, dude. You're shitty.
I've never. We'll talk about never been a guy.
But Colin Farrell, great actor. He's plays a heart surgeon, and this guy was coming in for not a routine surgery, but a surgery he was supposed to survive.
Right.
Colin had a couple drinks that morning. They were saying he wasn't drunk, but he had been drinking.
Right.
Guy ends up dying, right? So years later, he meets this boy he knew the boy. He knew that the boy was the guy's son, right? So he tells him, I want to be a cardiovascular. My dad died and shit like that. So he starts bringing him closer to him, taking him around the hospital, trying to like put him on and everything, right? So the boy gets close with his daughter. He's got Colin Farrell, the dad, got a wife and a son and a daughter. And to make a long story short, I'm trying to give it
long story long.
Yeah. Because like one of the ones you got a lot out, you know?
You got to lay the groundwork.
Basically, he's like, look, so one day the son wakes up and he can't walk. He's paralyzed from the waist down. They don't know what the fuck it is. They run 1,000 tests. They can't find out. So the boy comes to him and he's like, he lays out the ground rules. He's like, you got, let me explain the stages. He's like, the first stage, it will be leg paralyzation. He's like, the second stage will be something else. The third stage, their eyes will bleed. The fourth stage, they'll die because they're starved to death. They refuse to eat. And he's like, what the fuck? He's like, you took one of mine. This is the fairest way I can see of getting even with you. So what you got to do is choose one of your family members to die, and I'll save the other ones. Right. And it's like, and I never even really see the explanation of what he did. Like they kind of made it seem like it was some mental shit, but I don't know. He did something. And next thing you know, the daughter goes paralyzed. And then he's like, what the fuck, you know? And the daughter is like enamored by this dude that's doing it. And she's like telling the brother, like, you're going to die, you know, you're going to die. He has to do this. And like keeps asking his mom, like, do your legs hurt? are you getting weak yet?
Oh
like,
my God,
yeah,
what the fuck?
bro, yeah.
They're getting fucking crazy with these damn movies.
Dog,
bro.
it's way weirder. I'm just leaving out most of it, bro. It gets way weirder, dog. There's so much more weird shit, bro. I'm just telling you the basis of it. So, basically, the kids, after a while, he kidnaps this boy and he's fucking him up, but the boy don't feel no pain. He's like hurting himself and shit. He don't even care. So eventually the mom just lets him go after like kissing his feet and shit like that. Like he's just like making her do all type of shit, you know. And she just like, he tells Colin, like, I let that boy go. And he's like, why? He's like, you know, it won't help nothing. So Colin Farrell ties his whole family up, puts bags over their heads, and puts them in a seat and on the couch in the living room. He just got the fucking rifle, dog.
Kind of shaking.
He spins in 360, like with a bag over his head, trying to get dizzy, and just shoots. This is like 2-3 times.
Everyone's fucked up. They're like, he's killing everybody.
That's everyone. What you think. Yeah, right, exactly. That's probably is what you think. But like both times the bullets whizzed past them, so they probably could hear it or something, you know, hear the shot behind them or something. And the third shot, bro, he hits that fucking kid, dog. He hits his son, fucking kills his son, dog. And then like at the end of the movie, they still see this kid around town. Like they're at a restaurant and he's right there.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
but everyone's good though now. Everyone can
the rest of them are.
Yeah,
but the girl's still crazy.
Oh shit!
And they all know that their brother got killed by their dad over some random dude, a kid.
But they could all walk and shit, you know.
They could all walk and they weren't dying. Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was just like what
they're getting. They're getting so fucking
honestly,
out of the
these
box.
Movies suck, bro. But that was a good movie.
Yeah, they're getting really out of the box with these movies, bro. You know, like that's some really fucking weird shit. But it's also like looking at it like it's really creative too. You know, it's like it really is creative. You know, you got something to look forward to because like
only flaw I would say is that they didn't really explain how he was doing it.
For me, with the
because I was like, sorry, but I was like, for me, I was like. As soon as that happens to me, okay, I know you injected them with something. Yeah. I'd be all over the internet, right? Like trying to figure out what causes eye bleeding and shit like that. Like going down that route. If he has a cure, I can find a cure. Yeah. So that's what made it seem like there was something mental. Yeah,
I think like something like it sounds really good, a really cool concept that like I don't see a lot of these, you know, horror thrillers do. You know, like they do some like ghost or poltergeist shit, but like. That type of shit, that's like some really crazy shit, you know.
Bro,
it's like,
and that like
and the concept is just like
and that little girl dog, like the way she's playing it, and the mom was really good too, you know. The mom comes up to him at one point and she's like, I don't want to sound cruel, but I think we should choose a kid. We can always have more children. That's literally what she says, you know.
Because she knows what's going on, you know, she knows what she understands.
Yeah, basically she was like they came to the conclusion that to me it was like some mental shit that he was doing. And basically, one of them was going to have to die no matter what.
And if he didn't do that, his wife might have, either that or also gotten sick, you know.
It's funny because a couple times he's looking at his wife like, I should just not. It's great because to me it was an easy choice. I was like, I'll kill that daughter. I kind of want to kill her without being paralyzed, just because of the shit. Like you have to see all the shit she said. Like she's sick too, and she's still like. Talking to her every time the parents leave the room, she's like, does your face hurt? Are your eyes hurting? You know, oh, it's gonna come. Like shit like that, you know, like when his eyes first start bleeding, she's like, Dad, Bren's dying. Like that's how she says it, you know, and then, like when she's like asking her mom and that shit, like, you know, your legs hurt. Her mom smacked the shit out of her.
She was talking to the being too, right? Like, or was she just like,
there's no being. This guy, this kid,
right?
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't.
But like what he says alludes to another being, you know, where it's like he's like, you know, you took one of mine or some shit. You know, he's a surgeon. Imagine somewhere along the line.
No, this kid is saying it to Colin Farrell, who is the surgeon. So he's saying you took one of mine because I told you his dad died. Colin Farrell was drinking.
Right, and
his dad died on the operating table. So he comes and finds the guy that was doing his dad's heart surgery, Colin Farrell. And he's like, one of yours got to die because my dad died.
Okay.
You know, so then Colin don't have a choice to kill himself. The dad can't kill himself. It has to be one of them.
So Colin is the dad, right?
Colin's the dad.
Colin's the dad.
It's the heart surgeon.
And his dad on that ring table?
Yep. The kid, the 16-year-olds.
The 16-year-olds.
Yep.
So he's not their dad.
Okay. I'm gonna try.
What?
Okay, listen. There's Colin Farrell, right?
Yes.
Who's the heart surgeon?
Yes.
He's got a daughter. He's got a son. He's got a wife.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a heart surgeon.
Yes.
He worked on this kid's dad's heart.
Okay, this kid's dad's heart.
The kid's dad died on the operating table.
Okay, I got you.
This kid, when he was 16, was like, I want to be a surgeon too. Can you teach me some shit? Got close to Colin, then did this wizardy shit.
Okay.
Like, you know?
Yes,
He, like,
okay, I got you now.
it never alluded.
Every time I thought you were talking about his
it never ever once alluded to a cure. So that's why I felt like it wasn't something that he fed the guy or something, like fed them or some shit.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing like that. It seemed like it was some mental shit. And it was like one point where like he like shoots him in the leg or like some shit like that. And the kid's just like, pain's nothing or something like that, and like bites his own skin off. It's like fun. It's crucial. What's up?
Jesus Christ. It's like,
yeah.
Whatever. I mean, listen. Oh man, that does sound fucked up.
Yeah, man. I was on a little movie binge.
Never been into those types of movies though. You know.
Oh, bro. The harder it is, the better I like it, dog. Like, I love a type of movie like that.
I like the concept,
like,
you know.
I love like a what would you do? You know, I love those.
Remember
what would you do?
You remember the Silent Hill movies? I think that's what they were called, the Silent Hill movies with Pyramid Head.
I remember the movie.
You're a Pyramid Head?
I remember Pyramid Head. I think you're the wrong movie.
No, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
I can't remember.
That's kind of got bothered me.
Silent Hill is like they go to the top of this old neighborhood city at the top of a hill, and it's all fogged, and it's like haunted or some shit like that.
I might be mixing up my movies. That happens all the time, though.
But there's
he's a fictional character from the Silent Hill series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think it was maybe 2 or 3 where he came in. Well, like he comes out of nowhere. He always walks slow. Of course, he has a big ass sword and this huge metal pyramid on his head with like some like cloth wrapped around his waist. And he comes and just like grabs his bitch up. And just from the neck down, rips her fucking skin off, like just like.
Oh shit!
Yeah, exactly. I like shit like that, but you know, like typically the horror genre is pretty badly written for the most part.
In my opinion, like that's cool to watch.
You got poltergeist, or you got some demon doll, or you got some type of other demon acting in some type of way, or like the horror thriller. It's always some ghost or demonic being.
All of that. I'm not scared. I'm not gonna say I'm not scared, but like. I like fake shit don't do it for me.
But that might make your skin crawl. That this movie sounds like it sounds like it's like
the way you're saying is like I'd be like oh cool I'd be like oh that's cool like how you feel about certain movies you're like oh that's bad like Final Destination don't scare you every time someone's dead you're like whoa it's like one of those it's a cool kill but like these type of movies like they keep you on the edge because like what I like is like a real movie. We're like maybe not like the wizardy shit, know, but like the fact of like it was real people that are like my favorite one is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I like ones like that. I like shit where like like all right, well it might not be a true story, but it's based upon a true story. Like someone was in this predicament, they had to make these choices when they were there. So like shit like Saw and shit like that don't do it for me because it's so fictional in my eyes.
That's where the line gets like this movie's clearly fictional, but like for me. Like the concept freaks me out. It's like it's one of those movies where it's like I'm not scared, but I'm like if I was watching this and I would see this unfold in my eyes, like my natural reaction is like, what the fuck? Like there's it just kind of like blows your mind, kind of like deal.
There's a few of them that are like along that line, not to that limit, but like there's like one. There's a couple of them that I can think of. There's one that I can think of. I forget the name of it, but they wake up. There's like 6 people in this house, and there's like a meter on the wall that they got to fill up to 100%. And the only way it goes up is if they inflict pain on themselves. So they're all kind of trying to like make the decision of like, what are we willing to do? So they start out like little, they're like, squirrel. And it's like, it's literally like 0.8%, and shit like that. So like, they got to start just doing crazy shit. So they eventually get to the point where it's like, well, it's going to be so much pain that I don't even know if I'll live. So I'm just going to inflict pain on other people. Well, if I just do 100% pain to you, which like they kill like 2 people and it still ain't maxed out. So like this thing's meant for a couple people to die.
So one standing maybe.
That was a cool one. There's another one where it's like damn, think I want to say it's called Would You Rather or something like that, but I honestly don't remember. But like it starts out and there's just a fly in his car, and he gets a phone call, and it's like, for $500, kill that fly.
Yeah.
And he kills it, and $500 goes into his account. And she's like, "We'll call again," and this goes.
Now you're playing.
This goes on and on. Basically, they just keep offering more money for you to do crazier shit. There's like, crash your car into that car right now for $130,000. Like crazy shit.
So what the
crazy?
That's
shit.
cool.
Yeah,
that's a cool one.
And then there was another one that I remember. The name was called The Box, because this had some famous actors in it. But basically, this guy comes with a box, and he's just like, "You get a mill. You get a mill flat. Someone in the world dies that you don't know." I believe it's actually a stipulation that you don't know, and they hit it, and it unfolds from there basically. But I love those like type of ideas of like what would a human do in this situation?
Yeah, like one of the more famous examples was like a movie like Phone Booth, where he's calling him, and he's like, got the sniper on him.
Oh, that's Colin Farrell.
That's Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, dog. Yeah.
I know Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
I know Colin Farrell.
I forgot all about that movie.
That's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
And that's one of the like a lot of people in my family like. So like we watched it I would say I watched that movie like 5 or 6 times at this point in my life. Not recently, but like I've seen it a lot. That's a good movie. That's one where he calls him. He's like, "Don't you hang up on me."
They're all like, they're trying to get him out. They're like, "Come out, Colin." They think he's trying to do some crazy shit. And really, the guy's telling him he can't leave.
Yeah,
he's like,
"Don't talk to him."
Yeah, he's like, "Don't explain it to them," which is just a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and fires off a warning shot at him, just like.
I love all the good scenes like that. Like I love even if you go outside of horror, like in the adventure movies. Like I don't get really like I can't find like Indiana Jones interesting. I just don't see people running from boulders and shit.
Yeah,
I'm more of like
big indie fan.
Something with like street violence. You know?
Like for me, Indiana Jones, the better thing to deal with his persona is the South Park episode about him. Or it's like Steven Spielberg, and he's like, they're raping Indiana Jones. They're raping him. It's just a video of them they're literally raping Indiana Jones.
Which is just crazy.
No, they're doing it Indiana Jones. No.
That's how it was about the show I was telling you about. I forget the show's name, dude. But it was like one of them Ghost Hunter shows. It's a new Ghost Hunter show. And there's like these 4 guys, bro. And nothing happened, Steve. Like there's 4 of us, and we're geeking so hard. It's like me, Chas, and these 2 other guys, guy and a girl that she knows. And we're all geeking so hard that we don't even change this stupid ass show. Like it's the stupidest show of all time. If you watch Travel Channel, it's the ghost show that's on there. It's probably the most famous one because it's literally. I was talking to them like I literally can't turn it off because it's a comedy. Like that, they're trying to be real. But it's so fucking funny, dog. That you're just like, what? You can't believe they went another step lower.
Yeah.
It just keeps doing that. Like at first they just like, they're trying to go to scary places and it just ain't working, It just got nothing to it. So they're like trying to go to like this one, like they're trying to go to certain spots and shit. And they just keep reaching so hard. They're like, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? Like, that classical, did you just hear that type of shit? And it just goes farther. You're just like, there's nothing to be heard. They go out in the woods and they're like, did you hear that crackling? It's like, you're in the woods, dude. Like the wood crackling's for. He like stands on this rock and he's like, there's such an energy right here. And he's like, back up. Back the fuck up. And then they're just like, they're like asking questions. They're like, who is here? Are you so-and-so? And then one guy in their group will be like, yes. And they're like, what? He's like, what? And they're like, did you just say yes? I didn't say nothing. I was like, you just said yes, bro.
You literally just said yes.
Yeah. And he's like, no, I didn't say nothing. It's like, so it's like, you can't, you like literally like this can't get dumber, bro. I'm going to go dumber for you, dog. It literally gets to a point where the demon sends a text, dog. The demon sends a text. The demon makes a phone call. I'm getting a text. The demon, it's like, it says like attack. It literally says some shit like that, bro. And he gets a phone call. He's on the phone with the devil, bro.
He's on the phone with the devil.
Swear to God,
he's on the phone with the devil.
They're in this room, and he's like, the guy's like, who are you?
You're a fucking liar.
And all of a sudden he's like, did you hear that? And then like you hear like they replay it like in slow mo, and it's like, who are you? The devil. And it says it twice, back to back. It's like, what are you doing here? Who are you? He's like, the devil. And you're just like, Bro, but when the demon said sex, when the devil was on the phone, dog, I literally could not believe that. Like, I was like, I can't believe I wasted my life instead of just getting me a ghost hunter show. We should have a ghost hunter show, dog.
The devil has T-Mobile International.
Literally what I said, bro. As soon as it came out, I was like, the devil got Sprint? That's the first thing I'm thinking.
You got the boost. Where you at?
I was thinking of like some
where you at?
Devil.
The devil.
I was thinking of like how to make a show like that cool. Like, you got to go out there. You know what? You know what I was thinking of?
Bro.
That kid on YouTube who goes out camping by himself.
Yeah.
You just got to get someone like that, right? And you just go out there and really put them in haunted places by themselves. Like, literally no one there. Like that guy that used to film himself, Survival Man.
Yeah.
Like that guy. We just got like 8 cameras. You set them up and you just live. You just stay in there for 3 days for a weekend.
Oh, my God.
Right? And like no
by
fake
yourself.
shit, right? And it's like, if something happens, something happens. If not, people watch nothing happen.
Yeah.
You still went to a haunted place. You stayed there by yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's something.
I would never do that.
I would definitely do that for the right amount of money.
I'd never do. Oh, for the right amount.
Like, what would it, bro? $75,000 a year. I'll do that. What, 6 shows, 6 episodes a year or some shit? $75,000. Like, okay. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna get haunted.
I honestly don't think that.
You don't believe in ghosts, dog.
No. The ghost isn't what's creeping me out. It's the isolationist, like kind of like creepy building.
Free rent.
That I know other people would be coming here. You know, I mean, it's like people live in abandoned buildings.
Oh yeah, but of course you got people on that outside the gates. You know, you gotta have people that are running the van, right? Isn't that a thing? Like, you gotta have somebody
for 3 hours, for me 3 days. For 3 days, like it's like.
Well, I was like, of course, yeah, you're right. You can't.
You got a lot.
Well, the main thing is like you can't have random people come.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's part of the thrill.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a junkie.
He's got to shake.
It's 17 junkies.
He wants to rob me. He wants to rob me, bro.
17 junkie scares. There wasn't one ghost encounter.
Is there ever
a Multiple episode?
You got any food?
Oh, I stepped on a needle.
You got any change?
I stepped on a needle.
That was the worst thing that happened the whole week.
I got HPV.
There were. The ghost gave me HPV.
The devil. You gotta say the devil, bro. It's like I don't know. I said the devil is like the devil, dog.
Did
the
he say
ultimate.
The devil.
Yes.
And then they always highlight. They're like, he said the devil. He said the devil.
They kept doing these intense spins too, where it was like,
and
every time like they're walking, they hear something like,
and they do the fucking like fucking what the fuck is it, man? They do the night vision shit too.
Bro, it was literally like you just said with Indiana Jones. It was literally like the South Park episode. That's literally what it reminded me of. It would literally remind me of I literally said that. I was like, this reminds me of if I was trying to make a joke about ghost hunters. Like, this is what I would make.
Are you sure that's not what it is? Are they serious?
Dog, this is 100% serious, bro. You would have to see these people. They're trying to sell you it.
Yeah.
And there's like this one part where he's just like, I want to show you guys that when I'm on this rock, you can feel the demon. And when I get off this rock, you don't no longer feel the demon.
The devil sent nudes.
And this one, he's like, get back! To like nothing.
The devil just snapped me.
And, bro, there's this one part that like, no. The funny thing is that what we geeked the hardest about was this one part where it's just like, there's nothing going on for like a minute, and there's like this fat guy that was like Bert Kreischer on there, and he's just like, did you just hear that? It was like a whoa. It's like some random ass sound. He's like, it's like a screech. Did you guys hear that? Everybody, and all of them are just like, that even they didn't agree with that. He's like, it was like a. It's like the stupidest shit ever.
It's like the devil followed me on IG. The devil followed me on IG. Look, he's literally following me.
Dog, they literally made a mockery of like ghost hunting, dog.
Yeah,
they made a mockery of it.
I mean, but I think it sells. It sells because
literally you're laughing.
I think it inspires people to go out and do ghost hunting. You know, someone might look at that and be like,
bro, as weak as Ghost Hunters was, like, Ghost Hunters was 10 times more real than this show was.
Yeah.
Like, they went backwards.
Yeah.
It's supposed to get better.
Like, just like how, like, the stuff with aliens started off to begin with. Like, people are always just like, you know, alien. But then, now, after that, everything became aliens. Like, It's like you start out with like the beginning of like Roswell, that getting like to Ancient Aliens. You know, you're just like that type of show. You know how Ancient Aliens is, like where they just like string together so much shit.
The face though of that guy.
It's like aliens. Aliens. Like,
Isn't it funny that we had like that little period where like there was like crop circles popping up like all the time, and it just like stopped, or we stopped hearing about it.
One thing that really debunked it for me was that like like there was a team of people who it's a company, they do that type of thing, and they charged like they were trying to see if they could do it in a certain amount of time, to where it would be realistic. Like they did like a pretty intricate pattern within like an hour or some shit. And they were able to pull it off. I'm just like, well, that kind of does it for me.
For most of them.
But there's some.
And they caught people faking it, right? But there was a few weird ones. Like there was apparently, I didn't get much deep on that. That was when I was young.
Yeah, I always.
But there was apparently a few that had radioactive material on the corn. So that would simulate something.
But like for me, it would be like
simulate something. It's something.
Yeah, like I would have to like 100%. You gotta dig way deeper on that.
There did seem like there was a period where there was like 20 of them, right?
Iffy, yeah.
It was like, if you guys are faking it, hell of a job, because you guys are really out here putting some work in.
I think that's just like what was on TV,
Yeah, but you were talking about like a company, like a professional company doing something. Yeah. Like to say that like any random farmer could just go do that in their cornfield and have like a perfect symmetric zodiac sign going. But they were pretty intricate.
But it proves that like a team of people could get into something like that, and just like
a professional team that does something along the lines of
that. We're talking like peak, like I don't want to use the word, but it's the most appropriate word, trolling. People just out here trolling this bitch, just like we make crop circles on the low.
Totally happen.
Make it on the low.
But they were trying to say it was the farmers that were doing it for attention to their farms, which is just like, I don't see a family of fucking 5 doing this.
Yeah,
there were some intricate designs, Joe. They were crazy designs.
I'm not gonna go out of my way to get vegetables from this farm now. Like, what I just know about your farm now. Okay, what's that do for you as a farmer?
Any advertisement, good advertisement, right? That goes.
But as a farm, it's like
I don't know. Even if people came here, like, oh, this is where you had that crop circle, and you sell 4 corn or some shit. I don't know. It's something.
But I mean, like no one's gonna go to you and be like, well, we know. Now we want a lot. If anything, people might stop buying from you.
If I was driving by and like you had a big ass sign that was like first crop circle ever reported in America, I'd stop.
If it was like a company that was like someone was contracted to the farm and shit, like I feel like a company would cut them off and they're like, look, we don't know about aliens, but like that's enough. We don't want on your vegetables. Oh shit! We don't want on your veggies or some shit. You know what I'm saying? They're coming in twos.
Wow, they try to buy us something like that. You picture that'd be kind of.
I would just. That's how I would imagine. They're like, look, well, we don't want all these cameras on our farm.
What about if you're a black farmer? Are they still playing that same card, or can you just be like, the government's trying to do this because I'm black, and then you got something?
I don't know.
You know what I mean? It was like the same thing.
I was just talking about.
But the same thing. I'm saying, like, are they really gonna try and do that? You know what I mean? Or you have ways to be like. Look, the government's trying to fuck me, right? That's what I'm saying.
I'm not saying the government.
I was saying if you were a black guy, you could be like, look, the fucking government's trying to take this fucking land right here.
I'm saying like you got like this grape company that like exports their grape. They get their grapes from this farmer, whatever, and then this farmer got on the news everywhere.
You can totally, I get what you're saying. You could totally say I don't want that no more. But if the government's saying you can't sell your crops no more. Now things are getting weird.
Yeah, I wasn't saying about that. I wasn't saying about government.
And then I was trying to say, well, the government would never say that to a black guy, right? It would never say it to a black farmer. It would have to be a petition, and I feel like they win every time because you're just like, we've got you now, right? Because and a lot of times, like if it was a Spanish guy, a white guy, whatever it is, I feel like you can play that card of like, we've done this for years. We always buy land, But like if the black guy's like, nah, this is my land. Right? There's something to stand on that.
I don't know. I'm sort of like, okay.
to me, it's me thinking about like how they buy people's land, like to run like an oil, thing like that, right? It's just like they just buy probably all they buy black people shit too, obviously, right? Yeah. But like they buy white people shit, they buy everybody's shit. But like let's not even use black, let's like Native American, right? And you're just like.
Well, they don't respect their land.
Let's just say, like, let's say you're in a row, right? There's like a black guy, there's a white guy, there's a Native American, there's 2 other white guys, right? And they're just buying everybody's land and running this pipe through. And it's just kind of no big deal until the Native Americans, like,
There's like, well, whatever.
I'm selling this land. And then they're like, oh, we're still buying it. And then you go viral with that. And everybody's just like, who's taking Native American land? And it's like, that really is how it goes. Like, people can get fired up behind that. Like, I'm not saying that like white guys have the privilege on farming, but I feel like with farmers, it's just always been like, white people farm and we buy their land when we want to. We're like, if you're a Native American, you kind of gotta stand, and you got something to stand on where you can go. Nah, I forget what the word is for it when they buy your land.
I don't know. I'm sure the word
common word, but you can just go like, nah, bro, this is really my land, and I ain't selling it, motherfucker.
And that's the worst thing where it's like, okay. We've made this treaty. We broke this treaty. We made this one. We broke this one. We made that one. It's just like they don't give a fuck. Exactly. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, oh, we're gonna do it anyway. You know, it'll eventually die down, and then we'll move in. It might take 2 years, but we'll die. We're in the long run here. You know, we'll see you in 2 years, and we'll see who has a fucking pipeline on this bitch.
And they always win.
Exactly.
And they always win. I think that means a lot. Like, I feel like well, there's never been. But like, let's say like 500 black people to get together in Detroit. Okay. And they're like, we want these fucking pipes to get the lead out of it. Well, we've already seen no one gives a fuck. They literally don't even care. Yeah. The government don't even respond to it. But 300 people got together at that pipeline and it became national news.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm trying to say on how it works. Like, certain times it seems like you got a little bit more to stand on. The government, like, it like has that at this time of age, it has the ability to go viral, quote unquote. So I feel like they have to like be careful. They still don't give a shit.
That's one thing that that's one thing that really like gets me on social media is like how shit spurs up so quick, dies down quick, spurs up again. It just like
like Epstein. It's already gone, right?
Every day, every day.
It's already gone.
Every day, you know, every goddamn day.
But Brazilians, I hope it ain't true that you're out here raping 4 fucking kids a minute or some shit like that. An hour. An hour. Sorry.
No, I think it was
4 an hour.
Yeah,
every 15
the thing
minutes.
You scared was 4 girls under the age of 13 get raped
every hour.
Every hour in Brazil.
Yeah, and there's a domestic violence like every 20 minutes or something like that that's get reported.
I think I was reading the shit you're talking about. I think it was like
a woman.
Like I think it was like 54% of like murders were, you know, women or some shit like that. You know, it's just like,
which is wild.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my, what?
But you just like to think that somehow that number's wrong.
Yeah, but
because that's a horrific number.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think
24 hours in a day. So we're talking about 80, 96, almost 100 little girls every day are getting raped, bro.
That's yeah, man. Like,
you know how statistics can be misconstrued. It might be bad there. That's really hard to imagine, right? You're saying 3,000 kid rapes. Well, I guess that's not crazy. That's not crazy.
That's not in 200 million.
That might be under
200 million, bro.
How many is it here? If we really went off of everything, right? Not just like the kids that are missing that we find that are like sold into trafficking and everything like that. Like, if we could really add those numbers up, 3,000 ain't even a lot. If you think about it, let's just say it's 100 a day, right? That'd be us rounding up a little bit. Let's say it's 100 a day.
Okay.
So 700 a week, 2,800, about 3,000. Well, let's to round it up, 3,000. 3,000 kids a month under the age of 13 are getting raped.
2,000.
It's like it's a crazy number, but you're
but you put against 200 million.
Yeah, 400 million.
They're probably.
Well, I'm saying go America. That's what I'm saying. Go here. Let's say it's 400 million. You would be like,
that's way too low.
You would be like, oh yeah, that's underreported.
Yeah,
but that would be 4 every hour.
Yeah. Which is still too much. It's still a crazy thing.
Too much. What are you talking about? Crazy much. You don't want to hear 4 a day.
No.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right?
But literally, when you break it down to 4 an hour, it's that's ridiculous. But like, still, we would still go and say that's underreported, and that's what I'm saying. You know, it's just like that's fucking crazy. But like, where it really is at, where it's probably more like double than that. It's probably like 8 an hour.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I'm saying. That's, you know, it's just like shit. That's fucking, that's insane. It's hard.
Is it because of our numbers? Is it simply because of our numbers?
I think that helps put it into perspective. Simply.
What do you think the percentage of child molesters is?
against a population of 400 million or 200 million?
And 400 million. In our population, what percentage do you think are child molesters? If you just had, I know it's obviously something we can't now.
I think I'd be going kind of maybe like the 1 in 5 range. You know, it's like because it's very frequent, but that's so stupid high.
That is
maybe
so high.
I don't know.
We talked about this before.
It's tough. Yeah,
we talked about this before, didn't we?
It's tough because it's like it's really frequent. And then you go unreported.
So high. That's just so high, right? Because like we talked about it before. I remember literally I was saying like,
we've been here before. Yeah,
if it's 1 out of 5, you're thinking
still, it's just
thinking there would be way more cases reported though. If it's 1 out of 5, you're like, let's just say 5% get away with it. Well, 15% of our population are fucking kids. That seems like you would be like every time you turn the news on, there'd be like 10 kids raped.
But I'm
scared to say double digits. But I get what you're coming from.
Yeah,
but it's the same exact thing we went down before.
Yeah, exactly.
But like for me, like
I think it's up there.
I'm kind of sitting there at about. Well, that's the thing. I mean, you can't think about how many want to fuck kids. You got to think how many are really fucking kids.
Yeah,
you're saying 1 out of 5, dude. That's a lot of kids, bro.
So I'm about.
You're saying basically to me, if you're saying 1 out of 5, you're just kind of saying 1 out of 5 kids, which might be true. God, I hate thinking about the numbers.
Yeah, I just kind of like want to see what. Well, of course, I don't have anything.
Yeah, how do we have reports like that in Brazil, but not here? Why did we do that report in Brazil? What's the number here?
Okay, so I mean, I'm definitely way high because it says, registered sex offenders.
That's child molesters that did that report, bro.
Yeah,
there's same people that are reporting on that. Some of them fuck kids, bro. So it's just like it's a hidden type of thing that's hard to put a number on. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But 20, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying literally, I hope it's not that high.
Yeah,
it's literally all I'm saying. I'm hoping at max it's 1 out of 10. I don't want to go higher than 2 out of 10.
Yeah,
because at that point
you don't want to say any, but you know,
well, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
because obviously it's a real thing.
Yeah,
it's a real thing. Obviously, that's what I was trying to get to with this convo. I'm just like, well, how many should there be, right? Because it's just like, well, how many is it in China then?
Yeah,
how many is it per hour in China?
I don't know,
because it's not like people change. They're still fucking kids, dude.
I'll like to see that.
Let's just say it's 10% of China's population is child molesters. That to me, that would have to be like 100 kids every hour. Because you're talking 2 billion.
You got a billion people, exactly.
It's over a bill, right? Isn't it 1.7?
But then again, it's
like, wrong about that? Might be wrong about that, kids. But listen, they're out here, man. They're definitely out here. And that number, yeah, it's wild to actually do the math on it and not be that impressed. But let's just say you're still talking about 3,000. So we multiply that by 12. We're talking about 50,000 kids a year and a population of 2 million. So therefore, if we cut it in 50, that would be 1, right? And then if you cut that down, 100,000.
So they don't have much of a number, but
which would be 10%.
There's one here that says just 1 in 7 child sex abuse cases are reported in China.
5%.
Which I think is just wild.
So that's about saying like 5. So if my math's correct, that's about saying like 5% of Brazil's population has been sexually molested.
So it says right here, mainland Chinese media
just the women
have reported nearly 1,000 cases of sexual abuse over the past few years, but an expert said the real number is at least 7 times more.
Bro, 70 you mean?
Yeah,
you
right.
mean 70, dog. That's a fucking lie for sure. 1,000 over a few years? I bet one of them head generals over there are fucking
mainland
kids.
Media
1,000 by the year.
968 cases from 2013 to 2015.
Get the fuck out.
What the?
Get the fuck.
Talk about covering shit up.
You guys love fucking kids. I don't care what you say. We know about
talking to me. This is but I mean, yeah, that's where you find a lot of the children's sex trafficking is in those countries. There's a lot of I mean like I think it's well known that there's people go to Thailand to find those
100%.
Kids, people
and
go
also fuck trannies.
Yeah,
lady boys.
Yeah. Bangkok.
Appropriate name. It's weird, bro. Fuck something here. Your ego is so scared. You're so scared. You go all the way across the fucking world to hide your sexuality.
But I mean, Thailand's also stupid cheap. That's another thing, though. It's
stupid cheap.
It is stupid cheap, exactly.
Boys, okay?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
you
you can get some like nice resorts, among of like $50 per day.
Well, you got a house here, right? So you can bring them back to your house if you want, if you're not afraid of it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have 3 lady boys that you take care of. You could be a sugar daddy of 3 lady boys. It's up to you. To me, it's like I want to go all the way to this other country so no one sees or no one ever knows. That's what it is.
It's your saying, odd flex.
Odd flex, but okay.
Like I got a talent to get my bitch in.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You ever fuck a lady boy? You ever had a lady boy in Thailand?
On a jet?
Yeah.
Coming back from Thailand?
Cognac?
You ever buy a Thailand lady?
One?
You ever buy one?
You ever sacrificed one? I hate thinking about it. There's that horrible part in Rambo I'd never forget. Where it's just like that general is having like that young ass boy leave his fucking barracks with his head down. We're just like, fuck Sylvester.
That's a weird
fuck Sylvester.
That's a weird. Okay, it's like I don't think it's like that at all.
That's definitely like that, bro. I think those military generals in those countries are fucking the most kids. They have the most access to it. Did you see? I mean, of course, you didn't see Rambo, but and that Rambo, that was like the head general. He liked the boys.
Yeah.
So just like every night, you got the boy coming. That's 100% possible.
That is weird. Yeah. But man, it's like that's weird.
That happens.
But that's what I'm saying. People go to Thailand to do that, But
no, I'm saying this guy is from Thailand, dog. He's a Thailand general.
Okay.
Or Vietnam, whatever it is.
Kids. Okay,
and he's fucking kids. Yeah, he's got a little boy coming in his fucking barracks every day, every night.
You see, you get okay. I got you now. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I got you.
I think that happens all the time. All you gotta do is have a gay leader.
Yeah. I mean,
for fucking Gaddafi could have been the fucking boys for all we know, and he would have fucked the most boys you ever heard of. Hitler could have liked boys. He would have fucked the most boys ever.
Yeah.
Any of them people in power like that, if they like boys, they would have fucked the most boys ever, dog. Literally, bro. Like, cause that's like something that like don't get satisfied, You fuck like
his wife.
you fuck. You can clearly tell.
Jesus,
you can clearly tell, dog. Like they're never satisfied. They
just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just keep doing it.
You literally like a lot of them. Like hear no evil, see no evil. They just got out of jail.
Yeah,
for raping or fucking someone.
Just look at what Epstein was able to do.
Exactly.
Look at what someone like that could do. I told you
about the one at Target before, where the guy like did 23 years in jail, bro, for killing and raping a woman. His first day out, he went to Target. He's sitting on the bench waiting to see which girl he's gonna kill and rape.
And just killed and raped her.
And killed and raped her. That's literally, bro. They can't wait. I was telling you about the Louis C.K. joke. Remember I said to you before? It was just like something about it. I don't know what it is, but something about it. They just are absolutely fascinated by it. For them to want to go through all of that.
Exactly.
It's so frowned upon.
Just like what he said, where he was like, it's so bad to come out as a raping someone of anyone, but you do it anyway. It's like
you still think it's worth the consequences.
And it's like one of like it's like one of the worst crimes, one of the most. It's like the bottom crime you could ever fucking commit. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny when he ends up getting caught jerking off on people, correlating that joke together.
Yeah. Didn't he do that after he got caught? No?
I would hope not.
Because
it's so fucked.
Did he do that on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah, I think on Saturday Night Live.
Was that one of his last ones?
I wouldn't say, yeah. I think it was like 13, bro.
I don't know. I have no idea. But that is weird. Didn't age well. Did not age well.
Did not age well.
Exactly.
But it's still funny. Like it is funny though for some reason.
Exactly what he said. Yeah, because I mean, it's like it offers a thing. It's like I never thought of that, but like when you said it, it's like
because I was saying like for us, right? Like let's say you got your girlfriend. You fuck her fucking let's just say 4 times, which is insane in one day. You do not want to fuck a 5th time. You didn't want to fuck the 4th time. You just did it. Right. Honestly, you probably didn't want to fuck the 3rd time. You just did it. You know what I mean? Now you're at this point where you're just so deep. For them, that 5th time is as good as that 1st time. That's how I see it, at least.
Yeah,
like they're just like, if I fuck 1 kid, I want to fuck 5. So if they had like Epstein style even that's like teenagers, like it's not better, but I hate thinking about the kids. Yeah. We're just like, I want to fuck 10 kids a day. Well, if you had the power to do it, you probably could.
Yeah, and I'm sure they do. I'm sure it happens all the fucking time. 1 to 4. I mean, not 1 to 4. Fucking 4 an hour.
That's what I learned on that. On since you're talking about computers, that makes you think about it. It basically was correlating with quantum computing, where they were talking about how like at some point, like basically right now, there's like I forget the theory's name, but it's like every what the fuck is it? 10 days we double technology or some shit like that, right? Like our genius, our computer doubles every 10 days, something along the lines of that. The guy that I can't remember which one it was on Rogan's podcast, but he was just talking about how like eventually that's going to hit a standstill.
I think that's Carmack, yeah.
Was it Carmack?
Yeah.
Eventually that's going to hit a standstill, because the crazy thing was I don't know if you remember, but how he was talking about like why that would hit a standstill is like because you keep making things smaller and smaller, and it's like at the point now we have like the connection between like membranes of technology is like 5 atoms length wide, which is like it passes through that. And it's like we're getting small, right? And he's like talking about like how eventually you're going to get to a pathway that's only 1 atom wide, basically. And when an atom is that small, when it's basically transferring on itself, it can quantum compute, bro. Which is what he's correlating quantum computer with, which is basically that thing can teleport.
Well, see. Well, I remember the one thing he said was like, said quantum computing doesn't necessarily help with the power of computers overall.
I think this is why, bro. He's saying that if you create a connection that is 1 atom wide, that atom can teleport. It is not guaranteed to go where you're sending it to. It can literally teleport.
Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember what you're talking about.
It's insane.
I remember what you're talking about. So
eventually, we're going to hit a speed that we can no longer double.
Yeah.
Because we can't trust it.
It kind of leads me down like a different road, like something like did you watch the most recent one with like Neil deGrasse Tyson on there?
Yeah.
I remember like
he looked bad on that one.
Yeah, I remember there was at one point where he was sitting there, he was talking, he's like it's like eventually you get to a point of when you're asking the why, and you get to a point where it's like is this even conductive productive to what we're even trying to achieve here, where it's like it's like we understand gravity, we know how it works, and we're able to use it. We know gravity.
He said it perfect when he said the how is the why. That was a good quote by him, right? Because it's like when you're like, well, how is black matter there, and you explain it, and then you're like, why? Well, that is why,
exactly,
right? Because that's what it is. We just explained it to you. That fills that spot in the universe.
Exactly, like that, like. And that's, I mean, like the best way he put it was like he said it straight up, was like, this is what gravity is.
He's just so cornbally.
Yeah.
He's such a cornball, bro. And when he comes on there,
I also think
he's smart. I'm not doubting him, man.
Yeah.
Like I like him. I like him on the podcast. But like on Joe's podcast, Neil, if you want to come on here, let us know. But like I feel like he like comes on there with information to give, instead of like flowing with a convo.
Yeah.
Like when he brought up that fish thing, I thought that fish thing was really cool.
Yeah.
But like when I was like, bro, you thought about this already.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, right? I do that too much. I 100% things too much.
Same thing with what he was saying, like same thing he did with the Vincent Van Gogh vest. I remember.
Thank you.
Joe asked about it.
Perfect.
And he's like,
no, he didn't. Joe didn't ask about it. He's like, you probably noticed.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's what it was, bro. He's like, oh, I just love night sky, isn't that what it's called? Yeah. Like, and then he goes into explaining why he loves night sky.
Exactly.
Like, fuck on, dude.
And then he also did that with.
This is like I remember the last time he's on there. He's like, yeah, I don't carry a case on my thing. I constantly flip it on my phone.
Yeah,
I constantly flip it in my hand so I can use it not dropping it.
He did the same thing.
Which was cool when he correlated that to people in the army.
He did the same thing when he showed the photo of the dude on Muscle Beach, and he pulled up his caption. He pulled up his caption. He's like, you wanted to do this, but like. I think another thing is that like I think he gets asked this all the time. I think he just gets asked all the time, and of course, but like Joe's that guy to like pick when he doesn't get that answer. I think you saw him visibly upset.
Yeah, because Joe at one point was like, "I feel like you're getting upset."
Yeah.
He asked him why.
He was like, he was definitely angry. But
but he was like, but I like when he's like, a guy in your position isn't supposed to be upset about people asking why.
Right. Yeah,
he really did go hard on that one. I gotta give it to you, Joe.
Definitely.
Yeah, but just all around kind of looked funny, and like the parts where he was dropping info, it felt kind of forced.
Yeah,
other than that, I mean, Joe brought up the gravity thing, but even then, it kind of felt forced. Like I did like the information on the fish. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
The pockets are saved like that, and there's a couple little things about him, but he's just really cornball-y. He's just really cornball-y. Like,
yeah, he's definitely not. He's not my favorite. He's definitely not.
No, I like other scientists more.
Yeah,
I've
exactly.
listened to like
I forgot that one dude's name.
Fucking mushroom guy.
There was that like one. There was the one dude. He's also an astrophysicist. He has that accent. He has like a British accent, or like maybe even like Australian, kind of like Bowl Cuddy. I can't remember his name at all right now, bro. But he was another one who he was informative, very informative.
Is he like an astrophysicist or something
yeah,
like
he
that?
was astrophysicist, exactly.
He's the guy that did he's I don't know if you know, but I believe he's the guy that you're talking about that Joe's brought up before, where he outlined the universe for the first time. Like that he created I don't know if it's 3D, 4D, what it is, but he created like an action pop-up. It's not Sean Connor, is it? I think that's the wrong name.
I don't think so, man.
But he created like a complete. That's kind of talking about, like a complete galaxy pop up, basically a visualization.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I got Brian Cox.
Yeah, he got the bowl cut like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about. So that guy,
he was someone.
So that guy,
awesome, yeah.
I don't know if he's the first one, but he's made the best version ever of a visual output of the galaxy.
And I'll take him over Neil deGrasse Tyson any day.
I like that guy 10 times more, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's very.
Like a dude like Neil.
He's
very bash Neil.
Exactly.
He's corny.
But he's very information forward. He's very information forward.
None of them that are on there to promote something.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're supposed to do that, but like it feels like, couldn't you just like send Joe a text like, "Hey, can you shout out my book someday on the podcast today?"
Usually
just do that.
Usually Joe Rogan opens with a book. Now he'll be like, if they have a book, he'll be like, this is his book.
Oh, really? He opens with that.
Yeah. From the ones I've seen with people who have books out, like that's one of his like main openers. He'll be like,
"That was funny how he had that Neil deGrasse Tyson book a month before it releases." Yeah, and Neil's like, "I don't even have it." I was like, "What the fuck does Joe know?" Yeah. Did you see that funny thing with Brendan Schwab on his podcast with Theo Von? He's like, there's this. I love Theo, dude. Bro, you gotta check out that guy Andrew Schultz, bro. Shout out to Andrew Schultz.
He's funny,
bro. He is fucking funny, dog. Yeah. I honestly don't know if I've ever seen a better improv comic.
Yeah,
like as far as like what the crowd's giving you to what you say. Like, there's multiple times, because if you listen to him on Joe Rogan's podcast, he explains how he didn't give his special to no one.
Right.
What he did was he was like, people don't even want specials. They don't want 45 minutes of you talking. He was like, I do 15-minute video clips, which is what he does consistently on YouTube. So he was like, people want Hulu, people want Netflix, I want YouTube. Yeah. So that's his thing. Like, if you look him up, that's where all his content's at. That dude is remarkably funny, bro. Like, it's like the thing with music where I told you before, right? Where it's like, I know music, I want to say the same thing. Like, I know funny, I don't laugh at people, bro. I do not laugh at people. Like, I don't laugh. I laugh at you probably more than I laugh at like a stand-up comedian special.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
dog, that guy is fucking funny, bro. Like, if you watch 15 minutes of Andrew Schultz, dog, I guarantee you laugh at least 3 times.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Like, you're gonna geek 3 times,
man.
which is a lot more than a lot of people. And like most of his shit is improv, Like the one that I shared to you guys, that was Dave Chappelle was releasing a special, and he's just like, I'm gonna release a special too, an improv one. He's just in 15 minutes of improv, and it worked, bro. And that shit was hilarious. Like, I don't want to be the guy, but that shit was funnier than Dave Chappelle shit to me, bro. Like, I love that. Like, if someone says something, you say something funny. Like, I love a good fucking person that can go with that, bro. That is just. I like that way more than someone coming up with their set of jokes. Like, this is what I do at 15, this is what I do at 20. Like,
yeah, where they're just like kind of like walking into it.
It's hard for me to buy on that.
That's something that's like, I think that's pretty bad about Kevin Hart. I do find Kevin Hart funny, but you'll see him, he'll be like kind of like walking into like a series of shit, like a series of bits. It's just like, it's a very casual walk. Like, he'll just be sitting there, just be like, that's what happened there, and then. To me, I get scared sometimes.
To me, with Kevin, I had to let go because it's like it's the consistent same comedy. Same thing with Cat Williams. You can't just stay with the same type. Like, even if he did improv, bro, it would still be like that's still how he would be.
Yeah.
He would still try to play that same character. That's like they talk about, on the thing, like on the comedy. a lot of people like Nick Swanson, or like
there's Nick Swanson.
Swanson, like he developed that character, right? Where he's like a character, right? Where you got to be this certain type of person.
He was funny as shit, though, man. I love Nick Swanson.
I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying, like, when you develop a character, you got to always be that character. You know, like Andrew Schultz is like he could be anything, right? Yeah. So when you give him something, it's way easier.
Be himself.
Or be himself, exactly. But it's like when you give him something, it's way easier to adapt because I don't got to be this certain way of something.
Exactly.
Same thing with Theo, right? It's just like, well, that's how I respond to things.
Yeah.
And he kind of got a little bit character thing going too. But Andrew really has none. That's what I really like. Where it's just like, it's pretty much like I got a couple jokes.
I've always gotten a thing from him that's like, this is him. This is who Andrew
is.
Yeah, you know?
Bro.
It's like you're just going here being yourself and getting paid for being yourself.
He's not Polo G of comedy right now, dog. Like, I think Andrew Schultz is gonna be huge, bro.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I look at a guy like that. It reminds me of like people that can rap battle, but they can't write a radio hit.
Yeah.
That's what I worry about with him, right? I'm like, I don't know if he's ever gonna get like a Netflix 30-minute thing or nothing like that. Which he might make it work on YouTube. That's what he's trying to do. But I'm like, he looks like kind of a guy that's almost better at improv than he is at writing a joke. Yeah. Which I don't know because I ain't seen him write jokes.
I mean, like, if you see someone like Netflix pick up like Dave Chappelle, you know, and you're like, okay, so you got someone who's willing to push that line. You know, and I feel like it kind of like opens the lane up for, you know, Andrew Schultz to be kind of like come in.
I feel like Andrew's worse than Dave, though.
Huh?
Like the shit that.
Yeah, but I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's just a lane. You know, it's like, okay, you can put this out there, and people will be judging you for it, but like you're gonna put it out there.
You know how you got your
especially someone like
you
Netflix.
know how something can be funny, but you don't laugh.
Yeah.
But in your head, you're like, like it's funny, but you just didn't laugh out loud, right? Yeah. Then you got times that you laugh out loud, which is geeking, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, I laughed that, right?
Yeah, just laugh hard.
When I watch Andrew Schultz, literally, I want to say 90% of it is me laughing, right? Not geeking out loud, but I'm laughing. Like almost everything that he says, I'm like. There's literally like one thing I can think of that I was like that. I don't like that joke, but people were laughing. But I don't like that joke. It's like a pussy joke, or it's something like pussies flapping because they're like giving up.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't really. That's the one that didn't really do it for me. But like 90% of his shit, I'm at least like I want to wait for the next joke because that one was good enough to keep me there, right? And then I want to say like 40%, 30% makes me laugh out loud. I'm just like, oh. Fuck. You know, you really laugh. Like that takes a lot for somebody to really make you laugh out loud through a camera.
Right.
When you see somebody live, you're kind of like inclined to laugh. You know, you're like, I'm about to shout. Yeah, but when you see somebody on the phone, you ain't anybody.
But I've seen them get into it with like a couple people, and like, you know, like of course it's it's just like well then fucking leave. It's like you just get the fuck up and walk out. Like, I remember he did one of them like that. He was just like, you know, you just kind of you get. It's easy. You just get the fuck up and leave. Like, you know?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was watching one other day though, where like he's talking to this girl. I think it's in like Seattle. You know, they got that thing where like you go around and you can like look in it and it spins and goes up high. You ever seen that?
No.
It's like in Seattle. It's like a tap, kind of like a drop.
Is it the needle?
But it might be called that.
Oh no.
It's like the drop, but it's enclosed. You can walk around the thing and like see the city or whatever.
Yeah,
it might be somewhere else, but I think it's Seattle. He's talking to this girl about it. He's like, he's like, what can you do all up there? And she's like, the bean. He's like, what can you do up in the bean or whatever? And she's like, oh, you go up there and you can see the whole skyline and there. He's like, oh, skyline. He's like, and then this other guy's like, it just comes out of nowhere and he's like, it's actually not called the bean. It's called like reflection or something like that. And Andrew's looking at him, he's like, you dumb motherfucker. Who asked you? He's like, can't you see I'm lying to this girl because she got big tits and I'm pretending to be interested? You're just gonna cock block me. I know the fuck it's called. I didn't even see the fucking skyline. He's like, this fucking guy. Well, actually, it's like that shit was so funny, bro. And he knows how to go back to that.
Yeah.
Like he can go start a new joke and then he goes like, here, go back to like what that guy did previously.
Yeah.
You know,
well, actually,
like, he's fucking good at that, bro.
Yeah.
It's like that dude's talented, bro.
Yeah, man.
He's in my village. He's in my village doing stand-up comedy whenever he wants. Like that's all like, you know, because you gotta have some art, right? In your village, you gotta have some art.
Oh, you got the theater.
You got the theater, right? Exactly, like, just some comedy on me, dog.
Yeah. Come on, Andrew. Come on up, man. We appreciate it. You know, just roast me, Andrew. Roast me.
That's the thing. I think he's not like that type of guy. He's like, you got to give him something.
Exactly.
You got to say some shit,
exactly.
Right? He can ask you it. You don't got to say it by yourself. He can ask you it, but you got to say something.
I'm probably
good. He just goes like, oh, that's your answer?
I'm gonna go to a show when they just antagonize the fuck out of him.
Oh, bro, if he comes, I'll definitely go to a show. I'll just support that.
Fuck you, Andrew.
I got to piss him in a second.
Yeah, it's all good.
Hold it down for Andrew.
Yeah, definitely hold it down. Yeah, no, he's definitely that's what like, but that's like the one thing that like people get like upset at like Dave Chappelle, and I'm not really quite sure why. I just don't get it, you know. Just like Andrew, like definitely pushes it way further, and people just don't seem to really give a fuck, you know. But that's a great dude. I'm not a dude that like watches stand-up specials like that though, so I definitely gotta check out Dave Chappelle's. Andrew doesn't have any yet, from what I understand. Doesn't have any out. And, oh man, I don't know. Andrew is definitely not gonna get that one. But one thing that wanted to talk about earlier was motherfucking was I'm over here getting my ass kicked. Yeah,
first of all,
because
Andrew doesn't have one because he does a YouTube route, which I told you before. Like he turned down other people.
Oh shit! That's I remember he was talking about that. He was talking about his shit that he does on YouTube. He has one podcast. He has one with Charlamagne. He has a podcast with Charlamagne.
Yeah, exactly. But he did his own thing through YouTube. He took that route with it. And the thing you were talking about, like, oh, you don't watch stand up. I don't watch stand up, dog. I literally never looked at anybody be on anybody that's Rogan's ever brought on as far as comedies. I never go look up their shit, to be honest with you.
No.
For some reason, dog, I was scrolling through YouTube and I seen that one video.
He had one he did solo, and then he had another one with Charlamagne. And that's what made me look him up, because like he was with Charlamagne. I'm just like, I was just geeking hard as fuck.
When Charlamagne came on,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, he was on that one, and that's when I watched, because I like Charlamagne. But
yeah, me too. I like Charlamagne too.
Yeah, and like I said, he was funny as fuck. You know, like I remember he was on there, he was talking about like big models. He was like he was literally sitting. He was just like, why are you as a big model like complaining about shit? They work to keep their bodies looking good. Like I don't understand. Like and that was just one thing, and then everyone's cracking up and shit. Like so, yeah. He does he have his own YouTube channel? He does.
Yeah,
he does.
He
only puts it on his YouTube channel. Does he put all his shows on there?
He only does YouTube.
Yeah,
he only does YouTube. He's like, I'm going the YouTube route. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's definitely the best route, you know.
I don't know about that, but like he said, everybody lowballed him. So it's like if everybody's gonna lowball you, then fuck them.
Yeah, especially when you can get the following on YouTube, and he's a guy that can get the following.
Bro, if he got a Netflix special, I wouldn't have watched it. I've seen him on YouTube. The shit was hella funny. I shared it with you. Like now he's a thing in our minds.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that shit's working. Yeah, that's just a good route. He just needs to keep doing it. Exactly
let's say he does catch on, and then like, you know, here comes Netflix. You know, like I think he might jump at that, you know, especially if they throw him a nice price tag.
So
you know?
Maybe if they throw him a nice price tag. Yeah, you know how that goes. And they also don't limit what you do.
Especially if like because I mean like I think
he's just got a good thing going on right now.
Yeah, definitely.
He's a battle rapper. He's a battle rapper right now.
That's what he is. Battle rapper of comedy.
That's literally what he is. He's gonna
fire it off the top.
Like he did one I watched the other day. It was like four sets in one day.
Yeah.
Just 4 different places. You can't even do your same shit 4 times in a row like that. You gotta go improv on some shit. Go off of the crowd.
Exactly.
Something like that. You know?
To just carry it and keep it going. Like it's definitely an art form that's like not respected.
Yeah.
You know, it's
like, kind of getting there now.
Because like one thing for me, it's like, you know, they always talk about is like the bombing. Yeah, it's a part of it, but man, does that fucking suck? Like, yeah. And of course, you learn more from the bombing than you learn more from it.
I forget like that Muslim dude.
I couldn't imagine being up there and you're just like you tell like 6 jokes and everyone's just quiet.
The Muslim dude's story was the worst. Bill Burr's was pretty bad too, but I forget the Muslim dude's name. But he was on the Rogan podcast, Iran or some shit like that.
I don't know.
I feel bad saying something like that, right? It's not even close. It's like America, South America, like whatever. It's not even close. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're whatever, Pakistani, whatever it is. He looked Middle Eastern. His family's Middle Eastern, it seemed like.
Yeah.
He said he had did comedy for like years, bro, or something like that. And his dad was just like, be a doctor, you know, the whole time. And his mom was just like, no, comedy's not a good thing.
Yeah.
And then finally they came to one of his shows. And he sucked so bad. Like people were like throwing shit at him and like booed him off stage, bro. And when they were driving him, my favorite part about it was when they were driving him, he's like, my dad is like, nobody said nothing the whole drive. And as we're getting to the end, my dad says, "Well, no business like show business." I thought that shit was so funny.
And it's like, well, I know you got it in you because you got that from your dad.
But then I remember like Bill Burr was telling his when he was just on there the other day, and he's like, yeah, I just got my first Vegas headliner. He's like Friday I found. He's like Thursday I found out I was headlining. I called my girlfriend. I said, you gotta come see me headline in Vegas. So Friday she flew there, and Friday he did the show, and it went horrible. She's not there yet. He's like, it went horrible, right? And he's like, so Saturday she's supposed to watch him be the headliner. He's like, the owner comes to him. He's like, it didn't go good today. You're gonna be the middle guy. And then it's like gotta explain it to his girlfriend. He's gotta explain it to his girlfriend about how why he's not the headliner no more.
So that's Bill.
Bill Burr, yeah. So this shows you people don't always know talent, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Because Bill's probably showing twice as much as those people are now.
Yeah, definitely.
Bill Burr's fucking rich.
Yeah, and he's been around for such a long time now. He's been around for a while.
I like him, but he's another guy that
That's it. That's what blew my mind with Ari Shaffir.
I can't tell you how many county house parties I've been to where someone tried to pop some Bill Burr on, bro. I swear, dog.
People love some Bill Burr.
Some white people. White country hick. Trailer trash with a little bit of money, like that trailer. Trailer trash that got some money.
Yeah,
that's exactly the people that like Bill Burr. I think that's they're put it on at a party. That would just always weird. It's just
I feel like there's people
so many times, and you can slowly see the crowd we're just all okay, and then you don't notice it's a you expect a 90-second video. It's a 13-minute clip or something like that about this long-ass joke. And 2.5 minutes, you're all just kind of
this ain't slapping.
You just slowly step back and get out of there, and then he realizes to turn it off. I swear I've been through that 5 times, bro.
That's probably
Bill Burr.
That's another terrible feeling. You put someone you think is funny, and then everyone's just like,
but it wasn't about how funny it was. It's about how long it was. We're at a party. No one wants to watch someone's double digits, bro. No one wants to watch someone 5 minutes.
No one wants to.
Literally, you have 90 seconds. I don't think
anyone wants you to put on a stand-up special.
Unless it's literally one joke that takes 2 minutes tops. You don't want to take longer than 2 minutes if you're showing a video.
Yeah, no, definitely not. What the hell?
Yeah, you're just a dick.
And I imagine this is
and you gotta sit there and be there's this old guy, man, at my job who just comes over and always shows you this videos that only old people who really don't be on the internet like that anymore would laugh at. And you feel bad because he doesn't really even understand. He's just kind of showing you YouTube. He's like, look at this YouTube video, and you're just you got to sit there for 3.5 minutes. You're just
or they'll show you a meme. They'll show you a meme, and it's just bro, this is a 2012 meme that just ain't funny no more, bro.
I love the thing. I love the thing I seen today where it was the right can't meme. It's so true, bro. The left, leftists and Democrats are just owning the meme portion, The right really don't have memes. And if they do, it's usually one of them comparison where it's Trump and Obama.
Yeah.
It's how much he spent, how many drone strikes, one of those. It's never something funny that we laugh at.
Exactly.
But when you see
good ones.
You see Joe Biden ones or Trump ones or Mike Pence ones, all the time that you just fucking geek at.
Yeah. And then that's with the fucking and it evolves so fucking fast. And
the Joe Biden one.
So quick.
Remember where he's talking to Obama.
Yeah.
Saying all that gangster shit.
That's what's with the football. He's
I just love that because you can see that the left can make fun of the left. I'm not trying to even get into that. But Democrats make fun of Democrats. We're a Republican, a Trump supporter. They usually don't make fun of Trump. They're not going to make a meme to make fun of Trump.
What they'll always do, it'll be some shit the left loves to talk about, Trump this, Trump that. What about Obama's 3 different marriages? And it'll just be some crazy shit like that.
Yeah.
It'll be some shit like that. And
Have you ever seen that video where they just go up to people and say lies? And people are just I can't believe he did that. They say, I love the one where they just got the people. They're like, what do you think? They're like, which one do you think we should have? Medicare or Obamacare?
Oh yeah.
And everybody's just Medicare. I don't understand why Obama got to get. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
that's literally the same exact thing. People just
that's the name they
gave everybody.
Exactly.
The same thing, but people just hear Obama. And it's like, no.
I want a goddamn Obamacare. It's like, well, it's the Medicare expanded, but whatever
you want to call it. Yeah,
so whatever. You want Medicare. Thank you.
I'm not saying that Democrats can't get got with the same shit, bro. They're just as dumb.
They get got.
They're just as dumb.
And it's like, and it always happens. Like, I know someone similar come up to me. They'll just be like, "Oh, but what did you hear about those? That dumb shit the Democrats did?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I did. And I understood." It's just like, well, the Republicans, everyone does dumb shit. Everyone's doing dumb shit out here. I don't come to you with like, look at what the right's doing. I'm just like, it's all fucked up. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Everyone's so caught up into it. It's like, it's so quick to pick the sides. Like,
it's weird. You know what I was thinking about?
They play it hard.
It's like how often we forget that we die. Right? It's like, it's just like with
I forget every day.
It's just like with anything. You become accustomed to it, right? You just become accustomed to waking up. Like, you become accustomed to breathing. It's just things that, like, it's not necessarily you're even taking them for granted, but it's the fact that, like, you're used to it.
Exactly.
So you just forget how precious it is. It's like every time I get into an argument with someone or I hurt someone, whether I feel like it was rightful or not, I always just think about that. Like, not even so much of what if that person died, right? But what if I died and that person had that lasting image of me?
Yeah.
That's the one that really bothers me. I'm just like, you really don't know, man, because we're in such a safe environment, right? But if we lived in the jungle, if there was 25 of us that live in the jungle, you'd be a lot more careful with your words, right?
Exactly.
If like one of us died a month, right, by like a puma or some shit, yeah, you would be a lot more careful with how you treat people. You would need that person a lot more. You would understand
exactly.
That.
So
you would take it. You wouldn't take it for granted. You take it for value.
You wouldn't be like attacking this person or like like
it's like I see flaws in you, but I need you.
It'd be a whole other interaction. It'd be a whole different interaction. As long as we're surviving together and you're not weighing us down, we're cool.
It's weird how it is like with a lot of animals though, right? Because like of course there's animals that can show affection and shit. I ain't saying that, but like a lot of times it's like, bro, if I'm the wolf and you're the wolf and we're in a wolf pack, we got to square up to see who the leader is. With humans, of course, that all goes through society. But a lot of times it's like, we just form these bonds with other people, It's like, you see it, right? In elephants, you can see it and shit like that. But like, especially like bloodline. Like most animals don't care about blood. It means nothing to them. Like they'll raise you sometimes to you're an adult and they leave you.
Yeah.
It's about moving on to the next one. We're like with us, it's like I'm 70 and you're 50 and you're still bringing me fucking peach cobbler or something like that. It's a really weird thing when you look at it from a animal kingdom perspective. We're so attached to each other. Like, is it because of our intelligence or are we really feeling things that deep? Because they say that like other animals don't feel it like that. That'd be nice.
Well, one big thing that's like kind of like biologically built into you is one thing that you do like for the most part when you feel attraction to someone, it's typically someone with a different immune system than you as well. That's one thing they say. Because it's better for genes, to kind of like mix the immune systems. You've seen different shit. I've seen different shit. And that's like one of those biological like things that kind of like tune into attraction. Yeah. So I mean, it's like kind of like falls along those lines where it's like I think it's biological for us to come together and work towards a common goal.
I'm sitting here thinking about it as like, of course, like you have things that kill you as far as disease goes, but it's a lot fewer in animals that I know of, right? Like a monkey. I don't know of many diseases that go in them and kill them.
Well,
or maybe it's just because we're so overpopulated, right? We just have such a high number that I see those things. But what I'm trying to get to is here, like, it's like a thought of like, maybe we live in sadness because we do know the reality of our doom. That like we do understand how many different ways we could die, right? Like we know we could die by cancer, we could die by HIV, STDs,
what started this off?
Cars, anything along the cancer, murder, whatever it is. And maybe there's something special about like being an animal, right? And like I'm a monkey and fucking pumas want to kill me. But I know that puma wants to kill me.
This is kind of like what you started off like when we started going down this road was where people are unaware or people don't think about it or forget it on a day-to-day basis about dying. So that's where I would kind of like, it's like I would kind of like, I've been agreeing with this point, but I would kind of disagree with that, to where it's like, people at this stage, I think it's like it's forgotten. It's an instinct that we're losing over time because we don't necessarily need it because of our safe environments that we've, put in place.
But what I'm trying to say is, as far as like your knowledge level, you can see anything on the internet, right? So of 10,000 ways you could die.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
How many does a monkey know that we can think of, right? You're thinking like 10 ways to die tops?
I think it makes
fall from tree,
I think
predator, cancer.
I think that's one thing that like leads us to take it for granted, because it's not really intuitive to think about that.
Well,
where it's like
I'm saying we take it for granted, but I'm saying like just as far as like the living aspect of day to day, right?
So
yes, we take it for granted, but it's like just knowing, right? Just in the back of your head, like all these different ways of impending doom.
Right.
We still take it for granted no matter what. But like just knowing all these different ways that we can die, it doesn't make you appreciate life anymore, right? But there's this kind of this thing where it's like, fuck, there's a lot of ways for me to die. Every day you're just like, fuck. We're like with a monkey, it's just kind of like, I know Puma wants to kill me.
Yeah.
It's simpler.
One funny way I always thought about it, like when I first started driving, I got my car. I was like, all right, well, now my chances of dying have gone up because I'm gonna be using this car all the time. When I first started my job and I was like delivering shit, I would go in elevators. I'm like, well, my chances of getting stuck in an elevator are greatly increased than what they were.
Exactly.
So it's like with things like that, it's like, I guess we don't. I mean, like we don't really understand it until it happens, and then when it does happen, even then we don't understand it. And that's why people like move on, and whatnot. Like,
but there's a good thing to a question mark, right? Like let's just say like a monkey. I keep going to monkey just because they're similar.
Yeah,
but let's just say like a monkey dies, right, of like cancer. Like a lot of times the other monkeys might not even know how that monkey died.
Yeah,
it's just a question mark, right?
It just got sick.
No radiation, no, nothing like that. It just kind of died. You whatever you do, you mourn, you move on. That's it. Yeah. For us, it's kind of like we diagnose this thing, and then we go through this long battle of like trying to cure ourselves, right? It's not the question mark. It's like an impending doom.
So I think it comes from our biological need to want to survive. We've taken that, and then we've used technology to help us fulfill our biological need to survive, and push it. And I mean, like even now, people are doing work into anti-aging shit.
More people need to die. It's really simple.
Somebody's gotta die.
Yeah. We're gonna die. That's definitely true though. Or we gotta stop having kids.
Or just stop living.
We should definitely implement a law on how many kids you have. I believe that. I'm gonna go with that, bro. Because it's just getting too dangerous.
Yeah, oh, man. I don't know. Because I mean, maybe this is good, maybe this is bad, but like, I mean, like, we also like see a lot of countries in the world who have like the birth rate's lower than the or higher. No, the birth rate's lower than the death rate's high. Yeah. So I mean, like
Japan.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's like I don't know how that.
But they're just straight up not fucking, Steve. And there's no limit on nothing in Japan.
Yeah, there's not.
So we're talking about in a place like China, that's not an issue. They're literally limiting it. They're bringing in
they don't do that anymore.
No, it's still 2. I think you can just apply for a third. You can keep applying.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird though?
But they might turn down.
But isn't that weird?
Birth control has to be free too. If you do that,
and that's what I'm like.
Which is weird too, because now you're all taking like the same like. Oh, it's just like.
Well, it's weird because it's like with birth control, I know people who take birth control and it literally changes their body.
We gotta get better with it too.
Exactly.
Obviously, but like as far as like. Steve, I'm standing on that. I no longer believe someone should be able to have 10 kids. That's ridiculous, bro.
It is crazy.
5.
It is crazy.
5 is crazy.
I'm
not going to say 2, right? Like, I'm going to say 3. That's my number.
And that's it.
And there's no.
And how about once they
get?
Let's say
you guys are going to like this, right?
Look, listen. Let's say you have 3 kids.
If you all turn 18. If you have 3 kids.
You can have more kids.
That's a good one. That's a good one. But that might not be a fucking like 16 now because they're trying to get a second rowing there late. You know?
I got her have 3 kids.
I was thinking more of like, you got to go harsh, bro. I'm trying to save the planet. You know, I'm not here to play these little lovey-dovey games. So I'm going, if you have 3 kids, either you're the man or the woman with 3 kids, you have to get sterilized. Yeah. If you're a man with 3 kids, sterilization. You could be with them. You could be a man with 3 kids, and you got 2 with one woman and 1 with another woman. They're fine. You're not.
So another one I was thinking about was like, I think everyone should have to sort their fucking trash, man. I think it should just be 100%. That's what you do. The more trash you got, the more you gotta fucking do it, because it's like that's another thing. It's just like we're just throwing all this shit.
Well, they gotta sort it, dog. I mean, they gotta sort it. Yeah, that's what we're going with. But they're just throwing it in a dump.
But I mean, like that's one thing. It's like it's like people. It's like a lot of times I believe you gotta pay for recycling. Or they give recycling pickup.
Yeah, obviously you don't want that. That's fucked up. But as far as like, are you saying like I gotta separate my bottles, my newspaper, my paper, and so on? Well, they don't do that. So I do all that, and then throw it in their trash can, and they put it all in a landfill. They would have to do something else.
But it's also harder because it's just like it's sit there. It's just like, all right, we're picking up this. It's not required. We pick up this whole.
Well, no, if they said they were gonna do something, then I'm sure we could do something, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. Of course, like I was mainly coming at it from like we need. I think it like because we're the ones that generate the trash. They're the ones that have to take care of it. You know what I'm saying? We are ultimately responsible for the trash we generate and how much we generate.
And we make a mess and we do a lot of junk.
And we need to take more responsibility.
All around, we can take a lot of steps. But a big issue is those fucking rats. That's a mess, bro.
That's another thing. Exactly.
Rats will tear apart your trash all across the alley.
Yeah.
What are we going to do about the rats, Steve?
That's another
Steve.
thing. That's a byproduct of the city.
Let's take a guess.
Because
how many rats are in Baltimore?
That's a byproduct of the city because the rats, man, it's a perfect environment for rats. Perfect environment. 100%.
You're never not going to have rats in a city.
100%.
Dubai has rats.
From what I'm aware of, I don't know.
They don't have rats in there.
From what I understand, it's like that's a reason that like like the animal control, if they pick up stray cats, they typically will just neuter or spay them
out there,
put them back out there because they kill rats. I mean, it's just simple as that. They control the rat population.
Bro, I honestly would like to see that. Okay, I would like to see that. I feel like that's the thing that's said.
Until you find a good prey predator balance, because I mean that's what it boils down to.
But listen, no, I don't think so. I think that's just what's said. Cats kill mice. I don't think them cats are out there killing them big bitches.
I can't be fucking at rats, bro.
You got a cat that's bodying rats?
My cat goes outside every night and he just comes back and just be killing rats. I usually get up in the morning, especially in the summertime, and pick up 1 rat or 2. And
there's a rat every night in your yard.
In the summertime. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I go out with my dogs and start looking. I go out and I gotta throw it away. He just be out here killing the rats, bro.
Damn, your cat's badass.
There was one time he
big.
There's one time he got
How big we talking? What's average?
I mean, average probably. It's not a big rat.
Not a big bitch.
But I mean, like,
it's a big rat.
It's a big rat.
City rat.
Like, it's like it's a rat. I think 2 of them could probably take them if he had 2. If he had 2 rats, I think 2 would take them.
Scary.
Pretty big rats. You know what I'm saying? I want to brag about my cat's kills.
If they learn to team up, but your cat probably got 50 rat bodies dead.
Yeah.
At least.
Okay, confirmed kills.
50 confirmed kills. You've tossed 50 rats into a trash can.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely had to go out. I've had to pick up because if not, my dogs fucking will lick them.
Right.
I would just lick them.
Dog probably eat
but there was one time
he
caught a baby trying to bring it in the house. So I'm outside wrestling with him, trying to get it out of his mouth.
The cat?
Yeah. And the baby rat separates in half and he swallows half of the baby rat.
Oh my God.
I'm like, bro. I'm like, okay. Throw it out. I'm just like, okay. That just happened. How big was
this baby rat?
It was just a baby rat. It was like just a little baby rat, just boom.
It's not a mouse?
No, it was a baby rat.
They get that small?
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Right, they have a lot.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like, it was like probably straight too far away and he just had it. And like,
I would like to know.
I would like to
know what the role is in the animal kingdom. Because that's something like people talk about.
Cats come from predators, I mean,
no, I'm talking about rats.
They're bottom feeders.
What are they killing?
They're not killing anything. They're feeding off kind of like our scraps. They're bottom feeders.
Okay.
It's like
extinction.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see.
You guys are complaining about mosquitoes?
I don't see the negatives.
Bro, the real problem out here is rats.
I don't see the negative. I don't know. I don't understand what it might do to a city. I don't know. Because
it can't hurt it more than it helps it. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that too.
It's just such a mess,
but
bro.
Nature's
the
weird.
Rat shit.
But nature's weird.
But we're also not supposed to have it like this, dog. This ain't nature.
I understand that, but I mean, like,
we basically created a rat zoo.
But I mean, it's the perfect environment for a rat.
That's what I'm saying. So way too many. It's not just nature. Like, there's a couple of them.
You'll never be able to exterminate them because of how perfect this environment is for them.
Okay, but no matter what, we can knock it down by 90%.
I don't know, man. I don't think so.
No, I'm not saying logically, right? I'm not saying like we could really do that. I'm saying like that's something that we should do.
Yeah, but
like
I mean,
if we can knock it down to
you knock down 5. You knock down 5, they come back 10% bigger. I mean, that's just how.
So we gotta extinct them.
It's just how they fucking populate. You
couple
that with so much food, bro, that these rats are literally becoming the size of cats.
Yeah. So here's what we got to do. I think we're gonna have to create.
That's thriving like we are.
We got to create an organism, something like that X-Men Wolverine origin. Remember the X-10?
We need more cats.
No,
that's where you're going. We need
a lot of cats are lazy.
We need 10 cats per block.
Like a lot of cats I know, they won't get the kill, bro.
We need 10 cats per block.
A lot of cats that I know won't even kill a mouse.
Mayor Jack Young, hear me out.
They just I get fed. Yeah. They just kind of got lazy and adapted like we did.
Yeah, that's the fucking thing about my cat, because like he'll kill these rats.
Very few
he comes in and it starts eating. And I'm just like, so you're just killing the kill, bro. You're feeding that need.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm looking at him different now. I'm just like, you just kill it.
You just can't get rabies from that.
Well, he has shots. He doesn't eat them.
Prevent it?
Yeah, you can't get rabies if you have the rabies vaccine when you're animals.
I don't know if that's true, bro. You know how this vaccine
never had rabies.
You have a certain amount of percent. You're the one that taught me this. You have a certain amount of percentage to fight against that every time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
right. It's not a guarantee that you don't get it. Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy,
but not every
rabies.
But not every rat is rabid.
Right. It's actually nowhere near as many as they act like it is.
Exactly.
But
raccoons and opossums be more
rabid. When I put my arm, bro, I was in that fucking ER, and
did they give you a rabies shot?
No, a bitch got bit, dog, by a fucking a dog, I think it was, that had rabies.
Fuck.
And you know when you're a kid, they're like, you're gonna get like 30 shots in your stomach.
You get rabies.
That's not true. It's 7.
Yeah.
That's what I learned. It's 7 shots, which is still like fuck. But you got 7 shots in your stomach. Just think about this. The doctor tells you got rabies.
Yeah.
Like no matter what, you're like you can cure it or not.
Have you ever seen videos of people who have rabies? Because rabies, one of the symptoms is being scared of water. There's one guy who's one of the symptoms of rabid is being scared of water.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Rabies has a huge effect on your
So
your
when it's a human, do they also not want sunlight? Or do they go out in the sun? Because like I know like when a rat has rabies.
They're sunlight sensitive, I believe, yeah.
Well, when a rat has rabies, it'll put itself in more danger. It'll expose itself more than it usually would.
I believe it attacks like your frontal cortex or your judgment. And I think it's something that controls your anger also goes out of whack. Like, it's a huge disease if gotten that far.
It's weird how we all got that little bit of rabies in us, though, right? That worm. I know Rogan was talking about a couple times. Where it's like, that's what, like...
One of the more common...
Not in the cats. In us.
Okay.
The one that's in us. Which is
from the cats, though, no?
It might be from the cats. I can't remember if they're correlated or not.
I remember Hotez or whatever.
But I know, this came from, this is what they believed is what created the word hick, because it was something like 90, I wouldn't say 97 is what I thought it was, but 90% of these people in the South had this worm or this tick it was. And
I don't know. That was weird. That's wild.
Yeah. And it's what created them to talk like that is what they believe. Like with that, or that type of talking.
Oh yeah,
they believe that this worm.
That's what you.
It's basically what made white trash.
Well, it's also the perfect environment for it. It's so hot, high humidity.
Yeah,
perfect environment for parasites.
And could just breed and breed and breed and breed. There is that one in cats though that's pretty weird too.
Yeah. He goes over a lot of them there.
It's
very,
weird.
very fucking odd.
It's weird how that one works, right? Because it's like a mechanism that's meant to bring you in, right? Because a cat gives it to the rats, and then the rats get horny from cat piss. That's what it is, bro.
Yeah,
so they just bring them right there. Cat pisses.
Yeah, the
rat comes. You kill.
The way animals evolve, from the physical to the mental to just biological level, it's really is crazy. Like of course things just didn't start happening, and
pheromone.
That's what I'm saying. This just didn't happen by chance. It's evolved to get to this point. You know what I'm saying?
A pheromone. I don't even use that word often.
There's this one picture of a tiger drinking water, and the white tips on its ears, the way it was bent down, especially if you were stealth, it makes a bigger the stripes on its back it mimics a bigger tiger face. You know what I'm saying? The way its stripes are down its back.
To itself.
it pretty much makes a face on its back.
Oh,
it looks
okay.
bigger. But it's the way his stripes are ornamented with the way tips on his ears are and the way they fall on his back. Like it looks like a bigger tiger than what it really is.
Does anybody got better defense than a turtle?
Yeah, turtle. That's their natural bone structure, bro. Like that's their bone.
Yeah, like does it get any better? But I have seen things crush turtle shell. A Komodo dragon.
Yeah,
a Komodo dragon will crush a turtle shell, bro.
Yeah. There's also this.
But they won't crush a tortoise shell.
There's also this.
Tortoises are bad at.
Yeah,
they're next level.
They also live like 300 years.
There's no way you can kill them.
There's also this caterpillar. It like stands up, and it's evolved to look like a snake. The way it stands up, it evolved to look like a poisonous snake when it stands up like that. And it's like bigger in the front, so it looks like a huge like poisonous snake. It's
you think a caterpillar knows it becomes a butterfly?
Yeah, I mean, like I don't think it knows. It's not conscious of it.
Does it?
It's just eating. It's like I'm hungry.
Does the caterpillar die when the butterfly is created?
I don't think so. From the
best
understanding.
Soul.
What?
Simple as that, bro.
How's that?
You can't go from a different organism.
If it's the same, if your brain melts into a functional liquid, it's still you. You know what I'm saying? And then reforms. And reforms. I don't know. Into a functional liquid. I mean, like I don't know much about caterpillar evolutions, but from what I understand, it's just like, I mean, it's like how. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's just a wild one.
I know. It's like a weird thing. It's just like when it's wrapped in its cocoon.
I gotta look up a video about this.
If there's something, just tell it wrap cocoon, right? Because it never wraps a cocoon before, right?
Yeah, it wraps itself up.
It does that every year until it becomes a caterpillar?
No, it just does that and then becomes a butterfly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I meant. A butterfly. It never did that before.
But its whole goal is to do that. It seems like.
But how does it know?
It's just telling himself, "I'm hungry. I'm eating." I mean, he's just doing it. It's like a program. I don't know.
You don't do that. You don't just become a caterpillar.
That's what instincts are, though.
But you don't kill. You don't become a caterpillar, then do it the first day.
It's instinct. It's instinct minus consciousness. Simple as that.
The thing is, like, I feel like the caterpillars like, what is that? You know, like what is going on there, bro? So it instinctively wraps this thing, right? So if it's
otherwise, there'd be like 2 in 10 caterpillars being like, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm
just that caterpillar just looks at its back like all the
caterpillar's
time.
Going to go do his own thing now. No, caterpillars go become butterflies.
Baby caterpillars look at their back like, "Fuck, man, there's gonna be some wings growing out of that bitch."
No. I don't think they come out.
They're not conscious.
I think they I don't think so. I think they just come out.
So it's instinct.
Their brain just like their brain's like, I'm hungry, and you just start eating, getting big, getting fat, getting big, getting fat. And it's like, okay, I gotta build this sack now around me, and then I go sleep. I wake up, a butterfly.
So every caterpillar ever has committed suicide.
I mean, I don't think it's dead though. I think it's a living liquid, a living functional.
Does everything have a heart? Does every living animal have a heart? I know like an organism can have like a mitochondria, right? But does a caterpillar have a heart?
I think most things do to like circulate.
Right? How could you not have a heart, right?
But I mean, I think some insects.
Blood?
I think insects don't. You know. Because the way insects work, insects don't have skeletons.
You think insects don't got blood?
No, I'm saying I think they do, but like what I'm saying is like they don't have skeletons. They have exoskeletons, but they don't have no structure on the inside. Their structure is the outside. That's what their structure is. It's an exoskeleton. That's why they crunch, because that's literally their skeleton. You're crashing.
So they don't have bone.
It is bone technically. It's their bones technically. They don't have.
But they don't have bone density.
They don't have bones on the inside. They do have a certain density to their exoskeleton, but they don't have nothing structurally on the inside. Well, it's a bug, you know, compared to the force we're able to generate. It's strong. Like ants are some of the strongest creatures in the world because what they can lift in comparison to their body weight.
So an ant has no bones.
No, it has just exoskeleton.
Caterpillar has no bones.
I don't think so.
Spider.
Exoskeleton.
Name an insect that has a bone.
I don't think insects have bones. I think that's what classifies insects.
Oh, really?
As exoskeletons, or that. Yeah.
Exoskeleton.
Yeah.
Insect.
No. Yeah. Exactly. I'm not sure, but I'm not a biologist or whatever. But that's what it is. You squash that caterpillar. The reason it's crunchy when you pick it up, I mean, it's exoskeleton.
I wish there was some type of
conversation we could have. You know, I was at a hotel room and there was like 2 moths in there, and my sister just like hates anything that flies, pretty much a bug and the flies.
Yeah.
I'm just like, how do I get these guys out of here? You know, I don't want to body both of you guys.
Yeah.
Like I just want you to. I got a door open.
Wait, there's moths.
Just 2 moths.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like, get out of here, guys. Like. There's doors right there. And like the thing is, I'm trying to hit them, right? But I don't want to like palm them. You know, it's like,
yeah.
So like I'm trying to like tap them to go towards the thing, but they're like not even. They're just not. They're not cooperating at all. They won't even like. I'm hitting next to the wall, trying to get them to call at the wall, and they won't call at the wall.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro. It wasn't written in your destiny book for me to spot you out with a shoe right now.
Yeah.
Because you came into this random room. Like, I don't want this to be your story.
Well, I'll tell you whose story that ends up being mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes are a predator.
Don't come on my shit, because I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh, bro, there's not a mosquito I'll let live.
I'll fuck you up.
Did you see that video that was going around of that little ass mosquito like through that net with the guy's finger?
Oh yeah, and it was trying to bite him.
Yeah, it's like literally just the littlest tiny of its fucking thing.
It's right there. It's always gonna keep reaching. You know.
That's instinct.
Yeah.
That's straight up instinct right there. It's like blood.
Yeah. That's what I eat. That's what I eat. I'm hungry.
I don't know if I can see. I think it just senses blood.
I think it has like a sort of like a thermal vision.
It's a blood sensor.
So you find like that because I don't think it gets anything from getting on dead corpses or anything. I think it has to have a live pumping blood.
It's weird we ain't solved West Nile yet.
Or like malaria. Like once you get malaria, it just keeps coming back. It just keeps coming back.
But West Nile, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
The first reported case just happened the other day in Maryland.
It's like there's still like some countries who deal with polio. And it's like, man, it's like you literally have straight up the cure for polio.
That's so weird.
Literally straight up like you should not have polio.
But the thing is, this goes back to what I said before though. How is it a cure?
It just how is
it a cure, right? If number one, you can have polio, right? And I can't just fix that, right? Is that because maybe permanent damage has already been done? Maybe. Maybe my guess.
Yeah, because it attacks the spinal cord.
But the thing is, you can have the polio vaccine and still get polio. So cure is a very funny word. Treatment, cure, whatever. It all comes down to
high percentage.
It's what they call the immunity, herd immunity, where if majority of people are fighting that disease at 98%, 92%, whatever, and everyone has this vaccine, then the chances of someone getting it is really fucking low. Then you got people who may not get it. They might get some polio. And they're exposed to other people. It's just like it all depends on. It's like what the higher amount of people you have.
Antibiotics.
About the I think it comes down to over sterilization. That's a huge part of it.
But we also die.
There's a but I mean like it's because there's such thing as over sterilization where like people have to be exposed to some germs.
Yeah,
you know it's like like people are way too careful with babies. Like people they drop their thing on the
floor. You're also scared because babies die.
Yes,
scared.
Yes, but you're doing like worse in the long run. Like I remember one thing.
You don't know. There's so much going on nowadays. Like you get your baby malaria, and you're like toughen it out. You know, like, fuck. And bad shit happens nowadays too.
Oh yeah,
it's not
100%.
just like it's not every time it's a common cold. Like it's a common cold that's on this random napkin. But it's not always like that.
But the level of sterilization we go through is too much.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. There's an over sterilization. Exactly.
That just goes down to like people not even letting their kids really get dirty anymore, right?
Like I
remember as a kid I had a ringworm. I remember that. Like I had a ringworm just because I was like, I'd see a puddle, bro. I put my hands in it.
Yeah,
like,
never did that.
I thought like the bottom of puddles were like the bottom of beaches. Like if I couldn't see the bottom of it, I would just put my hand in there and be like, "What's in here?"
Yeah.
I always do that. Got ringworm.
Yeah.
But
I never did that, but I remember I was digging the dirt a lot.
What is ringworm? It's weird and dirty. Yeah, it's so dirty. It's like literally a worm, right? Well, it's not really a worm.
It's just a parasite.
Yeah, it's a
parasite.
Still.
Yeah.
Still
parasite.
Weird, bro.
Yeah. Like
gout.
Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah. Scabies. Scabies is a parasite.
Shit going through your feet, though.
It's a fucking... Oh, yeah, bro. I think that's something we don't have the cure for. You just have gout.
No, they cut it off. You never seen a video of it?
Yeah, with the calluses on the bottom.
Yeah, bro.
That's all you got.
Holes and shit.
That's all you got, man.
You just got to take them out individually, and then you clear out the entire piece of line.
Holes.
It's like from what I know, it's like I might have my diseases mixed up, but it's like your feet get infected, and then on the bottom, like you have all these little. It's like worms that implant into your foot, right?
Okay, gout is curable. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not curable that I know of, unless you. It's curable through like antibiotic or something. I
want to learn a little something real quick.
Yeah,
look at gout.
But from what I've seen,
I might regret this.
I might have a different disease that I'm talking about. But there's like 1,000 there's a worm, right, and then it plants worms inside of your foot, and it has to individually be pulled out. I know you've seen that video before.
I know. Some tapeworms are only able to exit through the foot.
Well, this one is like it's better it's gout or not. It's like an African disease from them walking barefoot, and it's like a single worm, and it has babies, and then inside of it, bro, it looks like your bottom of your foot, dog. The bottom of your foot looks like a honeycomb. That's how it looks, and it's literally just worm after worm. So they have to cut it open, pull these worms out, and then after they pull all the worms out, they cut that layer of your foot off, like that. Not your foot, but like that layer of your skin off.
Yeah,
like that honeycomb, basically. It's literally like if someone pulled honey. That's literally what it looks like.
I don't think that's gout.
It might not be gout, but I know gout's in the foot too.
Yeah, gout's in the foot, 100%. I just want to look up.
Look up worms in the foot.
I was just about to look that up. I was like, I'm going to regret this. Oh, shit.
Yeah, bro.
That shit, it kind of what makes you throw up.
Yeah, but it's cool.
It's like, it is cool, but then again, it's not. It's like.
No. Let me see. Is it the one that I'm talking about?
There's one like that.
That's nothing about what I'm talking about, bro. It's not even close to what I'm talking about.
I know, bro. Like there's ones like this where it's like.
That's not even what I'm talking about. Literally, the one I'm talking about is horrific, bro. Look up video. Look up go to video on Google, and it might pop up because it's like a famous video of like the one I'm talking about is his entire bottom of his foot is a honeycomb look, where it's just circle after circle after circle. Maybe like foot infection on bottom, something along the lines of that. But his entire bottom of his foot will be black and green with holes. Yes, but to the extreme. 10 times the extreme. This guy's entire foot was like that, and the holes were this big. It gets way worse than that, bro. This was a guy that let this go on for a while, it looked like. And his shit is horrible, bro. I want to say they pulled out like 50 worms on a foot.
This is really fucking.
That reminds me of like a tapeworm, dude. How weird is that?
Tapeworms in your body, just chilling.
Bro. Eating what you eat.
Just chilling.
It's taking your food, bro, and it gets bigger, and bigger, and bigger.
They say it will be like twice the size of your intestines, where you can get like a 20-foot worm in your stomach, bro.
How do you not feel it when it's fucking 20?
That's just what it's good at, bro. Just chilling.
But no matter what, you're supposed to feel more hungry.
But when you're hungry all the fucking time.
Something's not making sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, sometimes you've thought you had a tapeworm before, haven't you?
Huh?
Have you ever thought you had a tapeworm?
I have. I was worried.
I know have.
I was worried because like I used to eat like salmon sushi a lot, but salmon is not sushi. It's not a good sushi fish because it's really wormy. So don't be eating that salmon sushi out here.
Salmon is not a good sushi fish.
It's not.
Salmon's just weird. Period. How they have to pull those pins out of them.
Bones.
Yeah, it was just weird that like
any fish
we trust them to do that. But salmon has way more. You have to individually pull out the things. Have you ever seen that?
They have like mechanical separations for like shit like that now. Like it's just wild.
That even sounds worse. But like, you don't have to do it on like trout. You don't have to do it on tuna. But for salmon, you have to do that for some reason.
Well, tuna is also like a huge fucking fish. So like its bones are pretty easy to work around.
Salmon's fucking huge.
But they're not no fucking bluefin tuna.
Bro, they are definitely right there with it as far as weight.
Salmon don't get hundreds of pounds.
I don't think a tuna is hundreds of pounds.
Bluefin tuna, bro?
Whoa, he's got real jack on me, didn't he? He's got super bluefin tuna? You're trying to tell me
you never seen
the weight of a bluefin tuna, brother?
You never seen the fish fishing
show
on National Geographic? A large adult, 830 pounds.
Oh my fucking god!
Atlantic
I've never seen
tuna.
a tuna this size.
Bluefin tuna.
The biggest tuna I've seen was like the ones they pull out of like those caves on TV with their hands.
You've seen the little tuna fish. This is a big ass tuna.
Tuna pick.
Large adult, 30 pounds.
That's what? That's not
No, I'm saying 830 pounds. That's what I meant to say. My bad. 830 pounds. My bad.
All right. Well, what's a large salmon? The biggest salmon in the world. I gotta know.
Let's see.
I know it's obviously not that. I did not know that they became sharks.
I tell you, we gotta watch that National Geographic show where they literally go. So Atlantic salmon appears to be the biggest, and that's 57 pounds.
That's not shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not shit.
That wouldn't even be as big as the tuna that I thought I was talking about. So either way, I was wrong. Because the tuna that they grab like out of them caves looks about like 90.
So and that's a specific breed of tuna. This one, so Atlantic bluefin tuna, 830 pounds. Albacore, 73 pounds. Mackerel tuna, which is most tuna, 17 pounds. And skipjack tuna, 42 pounds. So there's various things of tuna.
Yeah.
But then bluefin tuna.
Well, you can tune the piano, but you can't tune the fish.
That was great. That was right down the road. Oh, man. That's where it just shows timing's more important than the actual body of the joke.
For sure. It's not so good.
You saw your opportunity. You took it.
Took it.
You sick fucking bastard.
I take it where I can get it.
This sick motherfucker. And you immediately laughed at yourself, bro.
I knew I
can't tune the fish.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my god.
Well, that one looks ended, baby. That was that's about as good as a bang as you could get.
Exactly. Thank y'all for watching. We appreciate it. Like, share, and subscribe. We
Another
always love
2-hour
it.
cast down. Appreciate everybody viewing. I'm sorry we got to leave you guys, but we can only go for so long.
Show love.
Thank you.
Tune back in. We love it. See you guys. That was great.